Hey, what's up, collecting crew, and welcome to Figure Lowdown, episode 37. I'm Jay Feezy. This is Feezy's Figures. For those that aren't aware, Figure Lowdown is a stream where I discuss figures across multiple scales, mostly 1/6 outside of Hot Toys and Inart, and then on the 1/12 side, figures outside of Hasbro. So basically, these are like kind of the more lesser known, less popular figures. There's still some, more or less popular companies in here. Don't get me wrong, but they're not as popular as those other well-known players. But yeah, no, thank you for joining me on this Super Bowl Sunday here in the States. Yeah, what is this? February 8th. So I know some of you probably don't give a shit about that. But for those of you that do, we have quite a few figures. So I'm looking forward to, I'm looking forward for one, discussing these, and then two, trying to get through these so you guys can go and watch the game if you're interested. And then for those who don't care, then, either way, thank you for being here and allowing us here, myself, my panelists, to be part of your pregame for those of you that are looking forward to that. So, as usual, timestamps will be in the description below for the figures we're talking about, or I will talk or have talked about, right? So you can just kind of jump through whichever figure you want. And links to my panelist socials will be in there as well. And then also the links to the figures that we're going to be discussing. Those should all be in the description also. As of now, I'm pretty sure I updated those. So again, those are just for reference. As always, shop around, find a retailer that suits your preferences. Again, you don't know, I'm in no way sponsored by anybody. Those are just places, for one, that I usually go to, and then for two, that usually come up, and or they're the only ones that sell those certain figures, right? So yeah, just letting you know with that. But having said that, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, let's go ahead and get started because we got quite a few figures. Let me go ahead and bring in my panelists. Welcome back to the stream. We got Lucida Base, and just popping in, joining us, we got X-Man Supreme.
Yo,
gentlemen, how we doing?
What's going on?
what's happening?
What's up? What is up? What is up, fellas? Yeah,
Doing very well.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming back, Lou. Appreciate you. And X-Man, of course, always a pleasure to join me when you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Good to meet you, sir.
Good to meet you, X-Men Supreme. How you doing tonight?
Oh man, it's what a day.
Yeah, what a day. Yeah, what a day.
Yes,
Yeah, X-Men's a fellow X-Men fan, X-Men lover.
Okay.
Just like myself. Yeah. So we.
If you couldn't tell.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of interests we share with collecting and just pop culture in general on that. But another thing I was going to add. So for those of you who didn't already see the description or the figures in the description here, it's going to be a mostly 1/12 heavy stream. So I figured I'd tackle those first. I know Lou's big on 1/12 as well. So he'll help me with those, and X-Men, of course, chime in on thoughts and opinions on some of these. And then the two 1/6 figures that I will cover, those are going to be covered at the end of the stream because there's only, like I said, two of them. And it's usually, the reverse of how I cover the figures. But just because there's so many 1/12 figures, I figure I'd just go through all those. But all right, here we go. Let me just chat before we go on. We got Fig Poser in the house. What up, though? What up, Fig Poser? Thank you for coming through, my man. Hope you're doing well on this fine Sunday. We got Lou doing double duties, engaging with the chat. Appreciate that, Lou. Let's go. That's right. Eddie Rodriguez in the house. What's up, Eddie? Thank you for coming through. And Moose, my man Moose. Hello, community collectors. To 1/12 or not to 1/12? That is the question. Horatio? I don't know 100%. I'm not studying /Feezy. What is Horatio? What am I missing here? What's the reference on that? Am I reading that right? Horatio
I know that guy.
Feezy.
You are. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what that reference is, Moose, but thank you, question mark? I don't know. Yeah, so with that, and again, there's two, I know I mentioned it before, but for those of you who didn't catch this, there are two options to view this: vertical, horizontal / landscape portrait. If you have a preference, you're viewing one, you want to view it the other way, just go back to my channel. Should be a link to view it the either landscape or portrait. So whatever your preference is, vertical, horizontal. The chats, again, as I mentioned before, I think this is still the case. They are separate. So if you're on one stream and you see the chats there and you're not seeing certain ones I pull up, it's probably because it's in the other chat. So just an FYI on that. But again, I love options, and so I figured I'd provide you guys with those options as well, those viewing options. All about the options. But all right, we got some figures to discuss on this first one here. First up, oh man, the talk of the town. The talk of the town. And then also, by the way, sorry, let me know how our audio and video is coming in. I kind of rearranged my mic here to kind of bring it closer to me because before it was up, and so I wanted to see. So I have a new setup, so I think it should sound good. But of course, you guys in the panel and chat, let me know how everything's coming in and the music as well. But okay, here we go. Voiced up, we have the Inart Red Death from the Dark Knight's Metal line, and oh man, this one here. Okay, and this one we're going to go a little more in depth because I had a bunch of questions myself. Had some confusion on my part, so I figured I'd look into it and share that with you all here, what I found. So here we go. $85 USD on Toys Metaverse, right? So that's one of the sites I usually go to. Link is in the description. Oh no, sorry, I take that back. That link's not in the description. The link that's in the description, I believe, is to Inart. So Inart has this, of course, on their site for $72 USD, right? So that's going to be your reference there, $72 USD. In other places, it's going to be usually higher because that's usually how it goes, right? Inart has it cheaper on their site. You can buy direct. However, common note that this is not available worldwide. Most of the places this is available from Inart is Europe and Asian countries, European and Asian countries, and so they have a whole list, and I was going to read them off, but it's just too many to read. So just go to their website and see, which countries they are shipping to. But if not, I mean, as we all know, there's places where we can get access to these figures here in the States or any country that's not listed on there. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention there. I noticed that was kind of interesting. There wasn't a worldwide license on this, but accessories here. Let me enhance here so you can kind of see what we're working with here. 8 hands. A back effect set or a back effect piece that attaches to his back, arm effect, and then a base with a stand and an effect set. So let me see if I can. So obviously the base with the effect here, I think that's attached. This kind of curved part, that's actually the arm slash arm replaceable arm slash effect set, right? So this effect is already kind of molded onto the arm, and the arm is swappable with his left arm, which is pretty cool actually. But it's just that one, right? They don't have another right arm attached. And then this kind of more straightened effect that's the part that attaches to his back. And then, like I said, 8 hands. And so Inart, I'm now realizing Inart did a live stream on this. That was a couple of hours. They did 2 of them on this figure. Each one is a couple hours, and I'll link that in the description below afterwards. But yeah, they're just kind of showcasing this figure. The Inart spokesperson, I kind of saw some of it and was skipping through it, but he was just confirmed some things I had questions on. But yeah, it does look cool overall. And like I said, he kind of posed up and it was answering questions in the chat. Yeah, I'll just pause there and I'll throw it to Lou. Thoughts on this Inart Death Knight's Metal Red Death or Dark Knight's Metal? Sorry,
Dark Knight. Okay, so I'm unfamiliar with the character. This is a version of Flash, is that right? Am I correct on that, or is it something
so this
different?
Yeah, I'm not. I haven't read this arc either in comics, but from what I understand, this is a Batman from Earth 52, I believe it is, where he somehow fuses with Flash and X-Men. You can fill in the gaps here for me too, but the concept is, yeah, it's a mixture of Batman and Flash, and then there's other characters where Batman actually fuses with for this whole Dark Knight's Metal line. And
okay,
there was that Batman Who Laughs figure. That's a combination of Batman and Joker.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's that one, and so there's like other versions of Green Lantern stuff. Yeah. But that's
Yeah.
what this is supposed to be.
Okay. Yeah. I tell you, the look of it is absolutely amazing, and we know Inart has done some phenomenal stuff. The Inart Batman's an amazing figure. The last one that they had done. Now this, like, I'd seen a video on this, and I saw some of the articulation, and the articulation's unbelievable. The posability on this is incredible. Look at that. Look at that right there.
Yeah,
That's
look at this,
amazing.
right?
For a 1/12 figure to have that kind of range is amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's again, I'm not familiar with the character, but you can't not look at that and say, "Wow," my opinion.
Yeah. Like, damn. You can't be like, damn. There's no way you can't say damn. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. X-Men thoughts?
Same. Yeah, this is freaking cool, man. They're doing the damn thing in the 12 scale arena. I don't like I watch a lot of content across the scales just because it's fun to see stuff. I don't have a whole lot going on in this scale or this scale-ish because what is 12 scale, right? There's that whole, who fits with what is where.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can't get a vehicle from one guy and say the other guy's going to fit in it because
Yeah, it's not standardized.
But
yeah.
But still, this is just gorgeous. They keep knocking it out of the park with these announcements. I don't know where this lies in the scale department between Vale and Arkham. Because those guys are friggin' father son.
I will be covering that. Yeah, I will be covering that.
But man, he looks stupid cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I did read on. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, even looking at this picture, how well they've hidden all the articulation.
Yep.
That's
on the
insane.
stream.
On
the stream, they did say there's a floating piece here on the back to kind of hide any gaps that he would have from either crouching forward or backward. So you have like this middle piece here is like a floating piece that would cover those gaps.
Wow. Figuarts could never.
Figuarts has those hip issues sometimes.
Amazing Yamaguchi, no.
Yeah.
they ain't doing it like this, man.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Well, yeah. But no, yeah. One thing I did read on the website too is how, let me go back to this photo here, that this particular look of Red Death is inspired by the Batmobile, so it's more mechanical, in like a kind of mechanical themed suit for him here, whereas the LPZZ took a different appearance. And I will compare those two for those of you curious, because I was curious too. At initial thought or glance, I thought they were the same, but no, they actually have different thematic designs to their suits. So yeah, which is really cool. You get options. So again, going back to options, but yeah, no, this is really badass. So look at this. Like I agree with Lou. I mean, and that's been the case with Inart, man. Their articulation and the stuff you can pull off and have it still look good while doing that is, for one, is awesome. And then two, a lot of collectors have been wanting, right? Because I know there's amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech, like X-Men just mentioned. And then those, kind of are geared more towards collectors and or figures that you want to have posed dynamically, right? They're not really meant to be in that vanilla museum pose, but to show off the amazing dynamic poses you can get. Oh, and it's amazing, no pun intended. But yeah, and it's just like the joints on some of those, right? Some of the joints or the ball joints they have are exposed, kind of turn some collectors off, and it was kind of frustrating for people. It's kind of like a puzzle to figure out for amazing Yamaguchi, which could be fun in itself, but or the Revoltech figures. But this here, it just kind of seems more straightforward and streamlined, right? And more sleek. And so yeah, and I know LPPZ / UPF. I gotta get used to calling them UPF now. Kind of similar fashion. It seems like they're going head to head on that. So in that, let me just go ahead and switch over. So I didn't miss it, but I didn't get it. I didn't cover it. This figure on Figure Lowdown. So this is kind of like a two for one, because I wanted to cover it. I just think it was during the period where I was taking a break. It was during the holidays or something. But here we have a comparison on the left. We have the Inart Red Death, and on the right we have UPF Red Death on the right. So this is like their overall look. You can kind of already see the resemblance on the left of Inart to like more mechanical details to their like to the Batmobile on the right. It seems more of like a UPF's offering is more like a armored type of sleek look to it, like a knight's armor. Basically is what I'm trying to get at, right? You kind of
right. Yeah. It's almost. I will say I think the UPF is a little more human proportioned.
Yeah.
In comparison,
yep.
The Inart is a little more stylized in that situation, but I like that stylized. I can't lie.
No, yeah. Again, yeah, they both look good. And I'm glad they went separate ways as opposed to making like the same thing, right? Mimicking each other. I mean, I don't know if they actually had. If this was known beforehand, who was doing what, but either way, yeah, I just love that they have different looks here. So,
yeah.
So let me go a close up on their suits here, so you guys can see more of enhanced version here. So again, Inart on the left, UPF on the right, and kind of show this is more of like their torso up view to kind of look at some of the details. Obviously, the one obvious difference is the Batman logo on the UPF figure, and Inart doesn't have that, but it has more of like I think the front of the Batmobile look to it. Another thing I noticed too is the articulation just on the waist here, and I was looking at some photos for the UPF, and there is a cut. I think under the chest and in the mid torso, but
Okay.
which is the way they did this. So like they designed it so where the joint is hidden, right? And it's always I always love to see that when manufacturers they get clever and creative about hiding the joints, right? To kind of seamlessly go with the costumes I mentioned before. Like there's some figures where they have like a thigh joint that's cut where like a belt would be around, or like a boot or something around their leg.
Right.
And then here, you know, there's like a cut. Let's see, on his like mid torso. You can't really see it, but that's just a testament to how well it's hidden there. So which is cool. And whereas on the Inart one, you can kind of see where the joints are, where the cuts are, I should say, in those. Not to say it's a bad thing. I'm just saying like just kind of, you know, the differences. Articulation may be hindered though on one or the other. Well, on the UPF, because I'm not sure. We haven't seen too many. I haven't seen any early reviews yet. At least I haven't. I'm not sure if they're out there. But I don't know. What do you guys think about these suits here between the two?
I think the UPF looks pretty good. I haven't paid much attention to the metal series, so I can't say, you know, which one looks more correct. I would assume that the UPF one looks more proper, like the character, because it is less stylized. And I don't remember seeing this character with the Flash logo. I've only seen him with the Bat logo on it, with the you know, the lightning bolt crack in the middle.
I see.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to see is like it looks kind of like the Inart one has just a big ass lightning bolt and then kind of like the Bat logo behind it almost. Am I wrong, or is that just like a metal plate that's kind of shaped like wings? I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough to tell in those pictures.
Yeah.
But,
They both look really good though. I don't think you're hurting for better options out there.
Yeah, let me go back to the announcement
Here's
photos here.
okay.
Go ahead, Lou.
No, I mean, if you're a fan of this, this is, you know, you've got two fantastic looking options, and it's up to you as to which one you want to go with, or both of them. Yeah, you can almost see that it kind of looks like they've got a bat behind it.
It could be, yeah.
It's possible, yeah. Yeah, the UPF one looks great too. It's just it's a different take. It's a more, I would say, a more realistic take, so to speak.
Yeah, the proportions are better on that one, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But this one just looks so cool.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, this would pop on your shelf. Come on.
Yeah.
You'd be playing with that all the time.
Come on. Yeah.
You know?
No, yeah, I agree with you both. Yeah, and that's something I forgot to touch on, and I didn't. I'm sure others will do this as well, or they can let us know in the chat or in the comments. I forgot to see, which one is accurate to that comment. So that's a good point, X-Men. I didn't look into that to confirm, but I'm sure some of you guys know who are familiar, who have read the comic. Or it could also be both, right? It could be one of those things where, depending on the artist who drew, I don't know how long this arc went or how long this Dark Knight's Metal story went in the comics, but
it's always going to look different.
Maybe we see both versions. I'm not sure. You guys, again, correct me in the chat or in the comments here. Yeah, really cool. So let me go back to switch over here to the slides. Okay, yeah. So chest, and then comparing the head sculpts too between the two. So another difference there, you can see the Inart again on the left has kind of more like a mechanical, like sharp kind of theme. Like some of the designs in there are more sharp, and like the ears on the side kind of go down to his mouth or to his lower jaw, whereas the UPF is kind of more like rounded features. Kind of looks like more like an actual, like it hugs his face more. You need just the details on the wrinkles around his eyes too. Damn, that just looks good. And just like kind of the waves over his mouth plate or whatever that is, the mouth part of his cowl. Yeah. One thing I did read in the description too is that those side pieces on the UPF one, those apparently are going to be metal, which I wasn't too surprised on, because from the reviews that I've seen of the UPF/LPZZ Batman Who Laughs, that crown with the horns, apparently that was metal too. So UPF made that metal. So just FYI, if you have that figure and you're getting it, just be careful of that. So yeah, they actually are making either die cast or metal on the UPF, those side wings there, or those horns, or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, I don't know, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of the head sculpt here?
Well, again, you know, you're talking about more fantastical versus, you know, the UPF being more realistic, so to speak. And it's like a helmet versus a cowl, like you were saying. You know, the UPF kind of looks more like a cowl, like a mask with, you know, around the mouth might be more, you know, metal or armor of some kind, but over
Yeah.
the top of the head and the eyes. Again, if I'm looking at these two, I almost prefer the UPF just because of the detail put into the face, into the eyes and the brow. It's pretty amazing.
Same. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you. What about you?
Everything I'm seeing on an image search, the UPF looks just like what I'm seeing in comic panels right here.
Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
There's a little
UPF
bit of variation. There's a couple that are that look proportionally maybe a little closer, but again, that's artistic license, but even still, the UPF costume looks definitely more what I'm seing here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Let me take a look at the chat here and see what they're saying here. Where we at? Yeah, thank you all for joining, for tuning in on this Sunday or Super Bowl Sunday here in the States, wherever you're at. Though I appreciate you coming in. We got Thalia Meyer in the house. Thank you for coming through. Hope you're having a good day. Hello and happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday to you as well. We got X-Man also doing double duties in the chat. Appreciate you, X-Man. Let's see, Spaded One McDysentery, if I read that right. It's in our Batman, so it's going to be great, but that figure looks like a prom night stay.
Oh my.
Oh my, yeah. That's one way to put it, yeah. Oh my, yeah. Should add that to K.
That's some super bad stuff right there.
Yeah, it is.
You're Blood Brothers. Yay.
Yeah. Moose also agrees. This figure is very kinky. Whoa, you guys are taking it some places I didn't even think. Whoa. Teach their own.
Yeah, okay.
Tremble Dust in the house. What's up, Tremble? Thank you for coming through. Good, sir. Hey, fellas. Can't stay long. Just popped in to say, hey, no worries, man. Appreciate that. There's always a replay. Yeah, there's always a replay. As long as it's up on YouTube. You guys watch at your leisure. Inart's 1/12th metal. Yes, waiting on their steel, says Tremble Dust. Spaded once. I want to see Inart do something basic, though. Almost all of their 1/12 stuff is covered in armor plates and stuff to hide the joints. Yeah, which I wouldn't say is a bad thing. But again, I know it always goes back to preferences. Because to me that kind of shows that they're willing to, it's like a challenge to them, it seems like, and they're willing to go through and sculpt those details, and they've been able to pull it off on like these armor pieces, right? And then they can go basic. They can just go, you know what, we'll just put out this basic figure like Mafex, or kind of similar to what Figuarts does, like, just more true, simple, and basic, which some people want. But I think it seems like to them, they're like, you know what, we're gonna go all out. We want the challenge, and we're gonna show you that we can do it. And so far, they've been coming through, man. They've been coming through. Trimble this thing as an amazing Yamaguchi fanboy. Yeah, they wouldn't hide the joints as well as Inart. Not a bad thing, in my opinion. Yeah, yep. And again, I'm sure if you do a 1-to-1, I'm pretty sure you can still get some a little more dynamic poses from the Yamaguchi, the Revoltech Yamaguchi, than you can from Inart. But I don't know. I'm curious to see what that video looks like if someone does that, those back-to-back videos.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Right? Yeah. Going 1-to-1. Yeah. Oh, X-Men here's adding there. Catwoman's pretty basic, and she looks good. The joints are more obvious on her, of course. Yeah, the 1/12 Inart Catwoman from the Dark Knight trilogy. Yep.
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 That's an
Sorry, I can't.
Figure too.
What's that?
I said that's an excellent looking figure as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and sorry I can't get through everyone. Yeah, I'm just realizing, wow, I'm like behind, but I really appreciate you guys engaging in the chat and talking amongst each other. Yeah, in that cat. We got Viking Collectibles in the house. What's up, Viking? Thank you for coming through, VC. Says, hey everyone, I'd love to see this in 1/6. Yep, I know there's some people out there pushing that movement. We need it in 1/6. Shout out to S Beam and Blue Tattoo. Of Collector's Figure. I know they're pushing that movement there. We need a 1/6. This is one, though, I think, and this is kind of like preference as far as like what collectors are looking for. I know 1/6 is mostly geared towards collectors who prefer that more realistic look for figures, and so they opt in for that bigger scale. Whereas this in 1/12, it seems like collectors are more okay with having either a comic based or something more loosely based on those characters, realistic or not, and then having that articulation, right? Because there's some things you definitely can't. Some of the 1/6 figures, or a lot of them, I should say, you can't really get the same articulation you can from 1/12. whether it's to fabric, cloth goods, silicone bodies, or whatever it is. There's going to be some restriction there if you're going for more realistic on that.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
this case in point, I think if you put this in 1/6 and you try to give people what they're asking for about like seamless and the right quality materials, you won't be able to pull off some of these poses that you can with this 1/12 figure here. I mean, like Lou was saying earlier, man,
Right.
like, some of the stuff you can do in this, right? You guys agree?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing that you can get into is the bigger the figure, 1/6, you've got a heavier figure. So
Yeah.
the joint tolerance over time is going to loosen up. In my experience, again, and again, this is different, but Marvel Legends, when they did this 12-inch line, that's just short run of 12-inch line, that I've got that Hulk, and over time, the hip balls are not holding, so he starts just going into a splits because he's just such a heavy figure.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
Who was
So
that
he
from?
wanted
You
to
said?
stand it. Hasbro. It was a
Oh, the Hasbro. Okay.
Yeah, the 12-inch Marvel Legends, and
Oh,
I've
yeah,
got
the
the
Marvel, yeah.
yeah, and I've got the Iron Man. The knee joints didn't hold up over time, and of course, again, it's an older figure with pins.
Yeah.
But that knee joint in warmer weather started to bend.
Yeah, to warp.
And you
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a factor too. Again, going back to like the quality materials, right? Materials used,
Right.
like you said, 1/6 versus 1/12. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point for sure. Let me go back to these photos here. Okay, so some of you kind of already starting to point this out too. The differences, of course, between Inart and UPF are the accessories. Let me see where we are here. Okay, so I pulled that up here for you all to reference in case you were curious. Yeah, you can, some obvious ones off the bat, and I already read off the Inart one, so let me go over the UPF ones here real quick. So the UPF comes with two head sculpts, a cowled and an uncowled. You can kind of make it out there. I don't think I brought that up, but you can kind of see like right here, this, I'm guessing this is Bruce Wayne. I can't remember who this is supposed to be in the comics. Like I said, I'm not too familiar either, but either way, uncowled head sculpt there. 5 pairs of hands, 5 red lightning effect parts that are kind of more akin to like lightning effects as opposed to more like flashes, like dashes in the Inart version, right? So there's that. Metal ears. I said that you get the metal ears on the side or the metal wings on the side of the cowl. There's like a floor piece with skulls on it. There's like a couple. You can kind of see that here as well. Let me see. I don't know if I can zoom in here. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Let me zoom in. Zoop. Here we go. Yeah, this piece right here, and here's a head sculpt, and then plastic stand, and this base right here. It comes with this diorama base that looks like molten rock or lava, and it's kind of similar, if not the same, to the one that came with the Batman Who Laughs. But in that one, when we were discussing that figure on the previous figure lowdown, I was thinking it's thick enough to where it looks like it could probably be used as storage, and sure enough, yeah, you can. So you can lift up the top half, and then there's enough space in there to put accessories in on the UPF figure. And this plate on the front was metal, and it was magnetized to the base, at least based on the review that I've seen for the Batman Who Laughs figure. So that was really cool. So it seems like you can place this, I believe, anywhere. I'm not sure anywhere. I think the magnet might have been only in this one spot here on the base, but either way, magnetized, so you can remove that if you don't want that on there. The two dial bases connect from the Red Death and the Batman Who Laughs, and then, like I said, storage. So overall, my opinion, I think UPF is taking it for me. I already had that on pre-order anyways. I love more of the design of like the armor, kind of sleek look to that, as opposed to the mechanical look for the Inart. But I don't know, Lou, what are your thoughts on now having this, seeing the accessories and just the figure itself? Which one would you have preferred?
That's a tough call. Now it's I don't know that I have a preference. Again, they both offer something unique. I love the fact that UPF is doing that with the base. I think more companies should do that, where the base is designed that it holds all your extras. That's a fantastic idea. If put on the spot right now and said, okay, you have to choose one, I'd probably go with the UPF one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. What about you, X-Man?
Oh man, I don't know. I guess it depends on what else I had. I don't really have a 12 scale collection to speak of, so it would depend on what I'd want them to be with. If I had figures that looked more comic accurate, I would go with UPF. But if I just wanted one that friggin' looked cool and was fun to pose, I'd probably go with Inart. I don't know that this one's gonna be able to pose half as well as that one, you know?
Right. That's a
So,
good
like,
point.
Or, you know, honestly, I can see an argument for having both.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the thing about
yeah.
12 scale and smaller scales in general, is that they're great for space and cost
Yep.
versus
Exactly.
6 scale, you know? So I can see anyone having like just a collection of what Inart's doing and what UPF is doing, just completely devoid of one another, and both being awesome in their own right. So, you know, it's I think it's pretty cool. There's a lot of these available, and also you can have a whole team usually in these scales, because Hot Toys ain't gonna do that shit. Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's a tough call, but I think if this was my guy, and I don't know how many people would say Red Death is their guy, you know, I would
It's a
have
deep
both.
cut.
So yeah.
It's a deep cut. Yep. I mean, you're right. It's a deep cut, but apparently, I guess they feel like both companies, right? UPF and NR feel like there's a market there for it, and they're both going in on it. That's like not just one, but both. And so I guess I don't know if it's bigger outside the U.S. or what, because like I said, which is even more like kind of weird, right? Because again, Inart is not available worldwide for this Red Death, and it's European and Asian countries. So I take based on that, it's kind of implying that it is popular over there. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
That'd be my
Probably.
guess too. Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
It would
Okay.
make
They
most
tend to like a
sense.
lot of the weirder stuff, you know.
Yeah.
The further east you go until you get back
Right.
around, you know.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see that being the case for sure.
Mhm. Unless
Yeah.
it's a licensing issue as to why they can't come over into the U.S.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a
that too.
possibility too.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But even then,
no
you
other
would-
company
you
is doing that style or that figure right now. Here, you know, Mattel's
Yeah.
not doing it, so
That's
I don't
true.
know.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, Inart they are doing some figures where it's not because from what I've understand, they can't do certain figures here in the States because of a licensing issue, because I know other companies have the WB license for a certain character or figure here. But then that also kind of then goes back to, well, that means even like their market is more narrowed because of that, right? And so I guess just based on that, they still felt like, hey, we can still sell enough of these to go ahead and make this, despite that, right? So kind of even more, I'm just now thinking about that as we had this conversation. So yeah, good points from both of you there. One thing I was going to also add here is that, to what X-Men was saying, we had kind of go through something similar in 1/6, right? Or even multiple scales, right? It was just like some of us have certain characters that we can buy multiple iterations of, you know, Wolverine, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Deadpool, you know. And so if Dark Knight's Metal is your thing, and you want every iteration, then here you go. I mean, these two companies are giving that to you, which again is awesome, because if you really like that character, you have different looks. So they're not the same look, it's obviously, but two different looks, and you know, a good reason to get both if you wanted both. So yeah, again, it's just really cool that we're both getting these. And I forgot to mention also the UPF, from what I've been seeing, range around $75 to $90 USD, and again compared to this Inart, on their side it's $72 USD, but outside it's around $85 USD. So again, shop around. So they're pretty comparable, but it seems like you get more with the UPF offering here, again, based on the accessories. Although there's
More
some
options.
effects here that, more options, exactly. The NR has more effect options that kind of you can attach to the body.
Yeah,
there.
bigger and
Yeah.
more dynamic.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the Inart would be probably more fun to play with and to mess with, and you'd have it nearby often, whereas the UPF is one of those that you'll put in a pose and stick on a shelf and maybe pose it up from time to time. I think that's where really kind of where you're looking.
There's
at the
room for
differences.
both. I think.
Oh, yeah.
It's, it's
I agree.
the one you have, you know, in the shelf at home, and maybe, you know, you have the Inart on your desk at work, and just, you know, between TPS reports, you're just posing away, you know.
Mhm.
TPS reports, or maybe you can do the same switch them around, do the same for the other one, right? Have vice versa, because I should have brought up the photos here for the UPF, but based on the UPF photos, it looks like that can pose as well, like on the figure, on some of the poses I've seen, and that head sculpt alone, man. I should have brought up those photos, but yeah, that uncaled head sculpt, it looks pretty awesome. And you have like the veins, like red veins, kind of going through the head. It looks awesome. It just looks really cool on the UPF one, yeah. But one more thing here before, I know there's we covered a lot of this, but again, I think it's just because there's so much kind of going between these two companies. It seems like they're going head to head. But another thing I was confused on that I wanted to kind of get clarification on myself is the height differences on some of their figures within themselves, right? Within the company, like X-Men touched on earlier. And so I kind of went through, watched some reviews, went to some websites, got some measurements here. And so I put them all together here for you guys to reference. So here on the far left, we have the 2 Inart Batman, and then everything else after that is UPF. So the Inart Dark Knight Batman on the far left is 6.5 inches. That's 16.5 centimeters. The Arkham Origins Batman that Inart came out with, that is standing at just under 7.5 inches, so 19 centimeters. So that one's a big boy. He's tall for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, I think he might be overskilled, but I don't know if they were going for a 7-inch line on that. I don't know. Then switch over to UPF. The UPF offerings, their Arkham Knight Batman they came with is just over 6.5 inches, so 16.8 centimeters. Their Deathstroke, which is just now shipping out, people have been getting that. That's 6.5 inches, so 16.5 centimeters. The Batman Who Laughs also should be coming out pretty soon. That's like 6.2 inches, so just under 6.25, so 15.8 centimeters. And then this Red Death, I couldn't find any heights for this, interestingly enough, on any website. So this one's kind of unclear, but based on some of the photos I've seen for the Red Death on the announcement photos, he looks pretty comparable to the Batman Who Laughs, maybe slightly shorter. So that's why I kind of here I'm estimating about 6 inches for this one, or 15.5 centimeters.
So again, this is supposed to be the Inart, right? Because it says UPF, but it's the Inart figure. So
oh yes, you're right. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I meant to put the UPF photo there. That was my fault.
Okay.
You're right. Thank you for catching that. Yeah. Yeah, that should be no. Yeah, you're right. The photo's right, but the no, wait, hold on. Now I'm confusing myself here. So yeah,
photo's wrong.
No,
photo's wrong.
Yeah, well, they're both wrong. I think I meant to compare the Red Death here because no, that's what it is. The Red Death from UPF. So the text is right. It's just the photo's wrong. Because again, I wanted to show the Inart compared to all of these here, and so, but yeah, good catch, Dave. So yeah, correction on the photo. That should be the UPF photo of Red Death, but the text is right. I couldn't find the height for the UPF Red Death figure. That's the one that's not listed. The Inart you can find. Like I said, that one is standing at. Let me see where my notes at. So the Red Death is like just over 6.75 inches, so 17.2 centimeters for the Inart Red Death. So that one I do have the measurement. It's the UPF one I can't find the actual height for that one.
So Inart are just all over the place with their different iterations of, because he's right in the middle between Bale and that's crazy.
Yeah, right. So even between them, because yeah, if you look at even UPF, their Arkham Knight Batman is taller than all of these here, all their other UPF figures. So I don't know if they just in general are meant to go taller because they're thinking maybe the Batman, the Arkham figures are going to be taller because of the game. And it seems like Inart was doing the same thing, but they overshot it for some reason. Again, I don't know what the reasoning is for that one. So that's
right. Yeah, that's big.
Really tall. Yeah. But all the other ones, like they seem to be okay, for their the Dark Knight's metal figures for UPF. Yeah. So I don't know. Any other thoughts on the heights here?
Not really. I mean, again,
No?
you got that Inart Arkham Knight Batman was just a strange. When you're putting it across with all the others, that was just a strange choice. It's still a cool figure, but it doesn't match up with anything currently. So hopefully they'll rectify that one way or the other at some point for the people who are collecting Arkham Knight stuff. That's all I've got on it.
Yeah, and I've seen some reviews on the Batman Who Laughs, and when there were some of those YouTuber reviewers, they did some size comparisons to other figures, and he seems about like he could work with some other of your 112 scale. Again, like X-Men mentioned earlier, it's not standardized, right? They're all over the place. 112 scales all over the place. Like 112 scale to what? And I know there's like quote unquote true 112th, and others that say they're 112th, but they're more like 7-inch. And so yeah, it's just all over the place. But I mean, I think if you really want, you can make it work. To me, it's not that big of a deal for these UPF Dark Knight metals figures that it's going to bother me. But I know some collectors are particular about their scales here. So, but again, this is just for reference. And again, to clarify, the UPF Red Death text is right. The photo's wrong. So I will update that, and I will share this on my social media accounts for you guys to go back and reference to if you want to kind of go back and look at these. In addition to these other photos here, I'll share all these other photos that I put together. So you guys who are interested and want to go back and reference these, you can on my Instagram and Facebook accounts here. So yeah. All right. Let me address the chat before we go on here. We got Tremble Dust saying, gotta go, stay safe. All right. No worries, man. Thanks for coming through, Tremble Dust. Catch you later. KJ Smith in the house. What's up, KJ Smith? It says, what's up, peeps? And what's up, Lou? Thanks for coming through, KJ. And, of course, we got the other co-host of Figure Fight Club, Abby in the house. What's up, Abby? Thanks for coming through. Says, what's up, fellas? I hope you're doing well on this Super Bowl Sunday, or just Sunday if you don't care about the Super Bowl. Okay, next up here, let me see. What do we got on? We did okay, now switching over from Inart to Mezco. We got a couple of Mezco figures here. This is the Mezco Freddy Krueger, of course, Nightmare on Elm Street. The Mezco 112, so $120 USD. This is a general release, not limited or exclusive or anything like that, so you don't have to get it on Mezco. You can shop around. Slated to come out June to August of 2026. Let's see here. Oh, sorry, real quick. I just realized I forgot to say the time frame for the release on Red Death of Inart. That is expected, let me go back here, to come out Q3 of this year, 2026, for the first batch. That is, for the first batch on that. So just FYI. Okay, so yeah, sorry. Going back to Freddy. So Freddy is set to come out June to August of this year. So like Q3-ish of this year. He's standing at 6.3 inches, 16 centimeters, 30 points of articulation. Let me go through to some of his accessories because, oh man, you know how Mezco does it. They have quite a few for this guy. Yeah, we'll come back to some of these photos. Okay, here we go. 4 head sculpts. 4. Count them. 4 head sculpts. 6 hands, 2 right and 4 left, which is on some of his hands here. Let me see if I can, zoom in. I like how they got creative with his hands here. So 2, his right hand are obviously the clawed ones, kind of more like a spread out claw, and then 1 with the pointing, and then his 6 unclawed or ungloved left hands, he has 2 normal with all his fingers, 1 with no fingers, and then 1 with 2 of his fingers cut off, and has like his green blood shooting out of one of them, which is a really cool effect. And for those of you who are familiar with the movies, he does that in the movies. So it's cool that they include that. I like how Mezco is usually good about including accessories like that.
Right.
Removable hat, fedora, trash can lid, which I don't recall on that one, so you guys can help me out in the chat or in the comments. I don't remember when he had the trash can lid. And then your typical Mezco display base with the logo and a stand, a plastic stand there. But yeah, I'll pass it over to Lou. Your thoughts on this, Freddy? Are you a horror fan at all? Do you collect horror figures at all?
I do not collect horror figures. I'm a fan of the movies, but
Gotcha.
never got into collecting figures based on them. Just never been my thing to try. It's Mezco, and we know what Mezco's like. For 1/6, they're probably the best as far as cloth goods, soft goods. The detail, the tailoring of the soft goods is always amazing. It looks amazing, right? It's Freddy, and the options there are fantastic. I would have liked to have seen more than just 2 hands for the clawed hand, personally. Some different things that you could do. The pointing's cool and the splayed out is fine, but I know how these things articulate, and you could get a little more if they had different, a couple more clawed hands. You could maybe do a little more as far as posability. Everything else looks fantastic.
X-Men, you got any thoughts on this one or no?
This is one of those figures that, because I watched Nightmare on Elm Street when I was a kid, like everybody else who was growing up around that time. Probably weren't supposed to, but it was fun. I just it never really stuck with me. Freddy is cool as hell though, and I've always loved like the epic rap battle that they did of Freddy versus Wolverine.
I don't think I've seen that one.
And I've always wanted to see somebody do something with the horror, characters and Wolverine, because every single one of those movies would be done in like 2 seconds. It'd just be over with.
Yeah.
And if I were, it would be awesome. And I keep thinking about that Mezco Wolverine, the steel box deluxe with the Sentinel head and all that.
Yeah.
If I were to dive in, it would start there. And if I had him, I would want to get this guy just to do that. I don't know how the scaling works. Scaling is important for me with Wolverine because he's a short guy and he needs to be. And nobody ever seems to want to really do that. Like there's a couple out there. But I'd probably do it anyway just to have that fight, and I'd probably find Jason somewhere and Mike and all those guys and just have them just fucking up Leatherface something, it would be hilarious because they'd be done. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do with Wolverine? They ain't gonna do.
They ain't doing shit. Yeah. No, yeah, I'm a horror fan, and I have some horror figures, but I'm kind of torn between the scales. I have some in 1/6 and I have some in 1/12. Like I got that 1/12 Mezco Art the Clown from Terrifier recently. I got that one, and I think I have some Michael Myers / Halloween figures as well. But then on the 1/6, I also have Michael Myers, and I have that Pennywise Tim Curry figure. And so, yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on which way to go on this. So I have kind of sprinkled between a couple of scales. But so I don't have a Freddy though in either scale. But this one, I do like the option that they have with this, the different head sculpts, especially this removable face one here, and they actually have like his face that you can put on it. That's kind of cool.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah, I like that they included that. I would have preferred. So it looks like this is based on the first movie, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
But I think there's some other looks I would have preferred for him. So I'm kind of holding off right now to see if Mezco comes out with some other versions from some of the other movies and see what other accessories or looks they give us. Like the Dream Warriors one, where Nightmare on Elm Street 3. There's some cool accessories that could come with that one. Like when Freddy was in the TV and he has like the arms coming out of the TV.
Yeah.
And his head pops out from the top of the TV. Yeah, that would be a cool accessory.
Dream Warriors was the one with the he came out as a snake at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, like that Beetlejuice snake kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. So there's still some good ones that they can make. So yeah, I'm gonna hold off for now. I do want a Freddy figure in some form, but I think I might go the Mezco route depending on how they do it. Yeah. Let me address the chat here. All right, Abby. Abby says, got to jump off, fellas. Have a great stream. Thanks. Appreciate it for coming through, man. Let's see here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We got Jog Live. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that. Hi, guys. Thank you for coming through, Jog Live. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're doing good, man. We're doing good. Just talking figs. We can't do much better than this. Well, I'm sure we can, but for now, during this moment in time, we're talking figs. Okay, let's see here. All right. Anyone got any more thoughts on Freddy before we go on the next Mezco?
Yeah, I don't remember in the first movie or in any of the movies, was there a point where he didn't have the stripes on his arms?
Oh, good call. I don't know. I didn't notice until you just pointed that out. So I'm not sure. I don't know.
Because I'm trying to find something, and every time I think of him, he's got the stripes on his arms, and the images I'm seeing, he's got them all except for this one, another Mezco actually. This talking Freddy Krueger that they did.
Oh, a talking one?
He's like a weird, like big head kind of chibi looking Freddy almost.
Oh,
but he also doesn't have the stripes on his arms, but also it's still Mezco. So I'm like, am I missing something here? Is there
That's a good
a
point.
version out there that doesn't have that? Because I don't see it.
I'm not
I would
either,
hope it would be the first movie, because that's what this is based on. But wow, you're right. I didn't even catch that until you just pointed that out. Whatever. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there's a photo here. I just googled it real quick to see. And And this one just says a Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's just an image, so I'm not like reading into it. But there is a photo. Maybe it's the same one you're talking about, X-Men, where he doesn't have the stripes on his arms. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. You guys may have something to look into later on. Let us know here in the comments or the chat if this is actually accurate to the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie here, where Freddy doesn't have the stripes on his arms, or his sleeves, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything either. I'm not finding anything either. Everything has the stripes. Yeah,
oh wait, no, no. There. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, it looks like it. On the first one, where he has the weird hat that doesn't quite look like the same hat that you're used to seeing him with. Yeah, I see an image right here where he does not have the stripes on his sleeves. All right. I never even noticed that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, same. All right.
Yeah.
We got.
All right, they did their homework.
Yeah. KJ Smith's adding Freddy's a re-release and no one knows if it's updated or not yet. Oh, okay, interesting. I didn't. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. I don't think I caught that this was a re-release probably a while ago. Yeah, there's so many Mezcos that they've done. I'm sure. I'm at this point. I can't even unless it says, I wouldn't be able to catch if it's a re-release or not. So thanks for pointing that out. And then usually too, I think they. At least I saw recently that if it was a re-release, they were they would point that out. So I don't know if that's only certain releases or not, because I'm not seeing it here. Maybe I'm just missing it. I'll look more into it later, because I think Gambit, they came out with the Gambit recently, and that said a re-release. I think that was Gambit for Mezco. I could be mistaken on that one, but yeah. Either way, something to consider, right? If some of you are looking to get this figure to see if it's a re-release, and maybe hold off to see if it is updated, like KJ Smith is saying. And if it's not, then you might be better off just probably getting the previous version for cheaper, if that's the case. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, going on to the next Mezco here. We have one of the X-Men, one of the greats. We got Nightcrawler here. It's the 116 USD, set to come out July to September of this year, 2026, standing at 6 inches, just over 15.5 centimeters, 30 points of articulation, and you got to have the articulation there. It's Nightcrawler. Let's see here. Let me switch over to his accessories, accessory photos here, so you guys can check those out while I read the. Oh, here we go. Yeah, again, quite a few, man. So 3 head sculpts. You got your default smiling and yelling head sculpt. 3 interchangeable tails, which can grip the swords, which is cool. So look at some of those photos here. He has, speaking of, he has 4 swords, a smoke effect piece with 2 light up features. I'm guessing it's probably going to be like just static on and then pulsing or breathing, as sometimes they call it, like a flashing strobe effect, I'm guessing. But either way, it's light up, so that's really cool. 3 pairs of hands and 3 pairs of interchangeable feet that you can see here. Some of those able to grip the swords here. So let me kind of zoom in and see if we can see some of the different head sculpts here. You got your neutral smiling and yelling. And then switching over, here's all the swords and his interchangeable tails here. And you kind of see they have kind of like these, some of them are kind of like kind of springy, like wrapped around, so you can put the some of his swords in there. Which I wonder how you would be able to do that, because they have like these handle guards on there. So I wonder if you have to remove some part of it or something.
Yeah,
or just twist them on there, maybe. Oh. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, that could potentially be a pain depending on how that's implemented there. But X-Men, I'll start with you on this one, because as a fellow X-Men fan, what do you think about this Mezco Nightcrawler here?
He looks pretty good. Again, if I had the Wolverine, I'd go ahead and get this guy, because I want to have X-Men.
Yeah,
he looks dope. I like that they have him where he can hold the swords with his feet. I haven't seen anyone do that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I imagine that the swords that go into the tail are probably, because the Mondo one does this, where the bottom of the handguard is separated from the hilt.
Okay.
So you can slide it down over. And I've not done it, but you can actually attach it. There's a little nub there where you can plug it in and actually attach it to the bottom, so it looks like it's a full thing. And I would imagine that's how they're doing it with these. It would have to be, right? Because how else would
it would make more sense. Yeah.
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 No, but this is pretty awesome. This is cool.
Yeah. Kurt Wagner. What about you, Lou? Any thoughts on this Nightcrawler?
Oh, I think it looks fantastic. And like X-Man was saying, The fact that he's got the ability to hold the sword with his feet is awesome. It allows for more posing and again, more dynamics, more options. I think it's great. I like it. It's about all I've got on it. It's accurate to the character, and I will say this: the effects piece on the bottom, the fact that not only does it light up, it's a better size. If you're comparing to what Hasbro just put out, they've got this tiny little thing, the effects piece. It's like it's not in scale. It's kind of dumb, kind of stupid. Whereas that has more to it. So yeah, I like that as well. That's fantastic.
Did they maybe I missed, is it Hasbro put out a new Nightcrawler recently?
Yeah, recent.
Okay.
Trying to remember which one is it the Spider-Man that I'm thinking of? I think it's the Spider-Man Nightcrawler.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Is a carded figure, so he's on a card with a bubble, and he's got the little purple effects piece.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I got the previous Nightcrawler, like one of the builder figure ones. I think it was like from way back when, the Marvel Legends. And so once I got that one, I was just like, okay, I'm good for that for now. And that's the only Nightcrawler I have. And so yeah, it was still a cool figure, but yeah, like both of you saying this looks good, I might have to end up getting this one again. Fabric, cloth goods. Hopefully the articulation is not too restricted because of that. But yeah, man, that Marvel Legends one, you don't have the options to have him grip. At least I don't think. I'm trying to remember now. It's been a while. For his tail to grip a sword, let alone his feet. So yeah, man, I really love that. It's because it's Nightcrawler. That's classic Nightcrawler. Look at this right here. That is just awesome. And yeah, so I might have to get this and recreate maybe some of those scenes from. I mean, it's not gonna be accurate, but from X-Men '97, where they're both just going like ham on those robots, those like mini Sentinels. I forget what they are, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Because I do have the Wolverine, the one that X-Men's mentioning, the Wolverine that came in the tin with the Sentinel like base.
Yeah.
So yeah, having these two together would be badass, man.
Oh yeah.
Yep. They're drinking buddies, right? Kurt and Logan.
That's true.
Yeah.
Them and Colossus, man.
Yeah. they can take them down. Both fighting and the drinks and the beers. Yeah, really cool. All right. Let me go to the chat, and we'll go on to the next one here. We got Big Rib in the house. Big Rib, what's up, my man? Says, what's up, fellas? And Magnus, my guy, Valkyrie Magnus in the house. Hey, Dave and Feezy, have a great stream. Thank you, sir. Hopefully you're doing well. Happy Sunday. Let's see here. Fake poser. Yeah, I thought you would pop up on this one. Now you're talking my language. I don't like the way the costume fits for his proportions and how soft the faces are, but I'm caving because it's my favorite. Yeah, I figured if anyone were to get this, it'd be you. And I'm not. Again, I know we have different, different preferences on how we see certain characters or certain things we're looking for. I personally didn't see the issues with the proportions, but again, I know you're a bigger Nightcrawler fan than I am, so maybe there's something here that you like. You're seeing that you don't like on this one. But yeah, other than like I said, the Marvel Legends one, this would be another good option for me as well, man. So I hear you, man. I hear you. Let's see here, make sure I got everybody. Yeah, and yeah. So again, the costume. Hopefully, it's not too restrictive for this Nightcrawler here as well. All right, going on to the next one. We're still in 12 scale. Like I said, quite a few 12 scale. And speaking of drinking buddies, going from Mezco Nightcrawler to the Bandai Tamashii Nation's Gamerverse Wolverine here. So this is the Gamerverse based on the Versus, the Capcom Versus series here. And I'm not sure exactly which one it's supposed to be from, so hence probably all of them, hence why they just called it Gamerverse. But up for pre-order, $100 USD, set to come out this year, July to August, so Q3. Standing at just under 6 inches, so 5.9, 15 centimeters ish, or just probably at 6 inches, depending on how you round that. But yeah, kind of following suit with Spider-Man and Cyclops is what Figuarts has released so far in this line. So Wolverine's the next one. For me personally, I got the Marvel Legends Gamerverse that came out, and I'm good with that one. I like the way that one looks. I know the articulation, have them hunched over. Came out pretty well. a lot of people complaining though because of that he's like the tallest Wolverine I think in the Marvel Legends line, but you know, accounting for him hunching over, I don't know how many people. If you get that particular Wolverine, you kind of already want to have him in that pose to represent that Capcom versus line and not have him stand straight up. There's plenty of other Wolverines for that. So I know to some people that won't be a big deal, myself included, but I know that is a criticism that a lot of people said is like he's too tall for that one. But and here's the other two, like I just mentioned, Spider-Man and Cyclops. I do have the Cyclops and the Spider-Man coming here. I haven't got that yet, but Cyclops I got. I'll turn over to the Wolverine Superfan right here. X-Man, what are your thoughts on this Gamer vs. Wolverine?
Simultaneous relief and disappointment.
Please explain. Elaborate.
I saw the Cyclops. I was like, he looks like Cyclops. He looks like the sprite for the most part. Like, he looks really, really good, the Cyclops. And then I ordered him because I'm like, well, if they're going to do this line, they're going to do Wolverine. They're probably going to do Psylocke. And I want both of those. So I'll get Cyclops too. And then I saw Spider-Man. I was like, Spider-Man looks pretty dead on too. So I was like, yeah, okay, this is looking great. And then I saw like the initial, you know, one image that they had of this guy, and I was like, he doesn't quite look right in this one image. Not quite sure about this. I guess I'll wait and see, you know.
Yeah.
And I ended up canceling Cyclops. I'm like, what am I doing? I don't like Cyclops that much. Like if the Wolverine turns out, then I'll get him. But then I saw everything else. And I was like, well, his proportions they're getting there.
Right.
They're not quite there. His whole head, the sculpt is not right. The hair on the arms doesn't even look right. He's not bulky enough, and I don't know if that's just because maybe they couldn't achieve that and still get what they needed out of the posing. I don't know. So maybe that's a thing. But I saw this Wolverine. I said immediately, I'm out, because it's just not. He doesn't look like what I see in the game, and that sucks because the Cyclops looks really good. And if they make Psylocke, she's probably gonna look good too, and I'm gonna want both of them. And if my boy ain't getting the love, then I ain't in it, you know?
Yeah, and I know you're big on again, scaling, and I know you're in particular, your biggest pet peeve was the claws. I know you mentioned this on the streams before, that one of the reasons you didn't collect the Marvel Legends Wolverines is because they didn't get the claws right. Like they
never get the claws right.
Come out.
They're always bendy.
Crooked.
Yeah, there's always
because it's like they're plastic, right?
Yeah, there's always the little mold snips that you see on there. And the figure looks they look so good elsewise, but that's like his main feature. Come on,
right.
y'all.
Mm-hmm. Come on now, yeah.
I can't get with that. I just can't do it.
No, I hear you. I get that. Kind of same with I know you're like a huge fan, and then we always kind of say that the super fans are probably the most critical because they want their character to look right. They want their peeps to look as the best they can because they just the love they have for that. And like kind of Fig Poser was touching on with Nightcrawler, and so I get it. And then this is just one of those things where, like I said, for me, I just kind of want to enjoy like the figures. Yeah, I know I personally can critique those as well, and I see those, but at the end of the day, I kind of just want the figures and I want to have them and play with them. And so this was the Marvel Legends. Man, I have so many Wolverines. Like we were just talking about getting multiple versions of a figure or iterations. I have so many Wolverines in the Marvel Legends. And I actually just recently got, let me see here. I have them right here. Because this was cool. I didn't have a version of this, but the Marvel Legends Wolverine World War II Logan. Here, let me enhance. I have a ton of boxes, as you can tell. But yeah, this was really cool. I haven't seen a version of this before. So yeah, let me. I still got to open it. But yeah, this is cool. I don't think anyone else has done this version of Wolverine. But yeah, like I said, it's just like X-Men, Wolverine, or the X-Men in general, is just my go-tos. Any cool looking version that I see that I don't have, I usually tend to go for.
But he didn't have adamantium during World War II.
Oh, there you go.
He didn't have
the bone claws. Right. But does he have the bone claws or does he have strapped claws? I think those claws are
no, he has. I'm guessing there's because it's gray plastic and smooth, so I'm guessing there's supposed to be the adamantium claws coming out of his hands. Well, there's bandages around his hand, but Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that. I didn't follow this part of the comic that well, so I'm not sure if he's supposed to. Either way, he has his claws, right? Bone or metal, but it looks like these are supposed to be metal claws, but it's plastic. So again, yeah. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
they should be bone.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this Wolverine here?
I think it looks great for what it is. I have not picked up the Legends yet, but that's on my list to pick up. I'm hoping for a sale because I really don't care about the Samurai. I just don't care about the Silver Samurai. But I do want that Marvel Legends one. The thing with this one is one of those things where I am very much an aesthetic, so mixing lines is not my favorite thing to do. So if I were to get this one, I'd have to go get the Spider-Man. I'd have to go get the Cyclops. Not a big fan of the Cyclops. It's dynamic and it's got some great aspects, but it's not my favorite for Cyclops. So I would stay away. Personally, I'd just not do any of them just because of that. But I think I like. There's a lot that I like about it. You know, it's the posability on it looks amazing. The sculpt is, from what I can tell, is there. Right there looks awesome. But I agree with X-Man. The hair on the arms and shoulders is odd.
Yeah. It looks like they try to do some cuts in here and then kind of do that like a panel lining type of approach where you like kind of put black in the indents there.
And it makes sense too, because it kind of, if you look at the sprites, it's not always straight through because of the way pixels work and all that, but it's definitely more than this. So
Whoops. Yeah. No, I agree with both of you. Like just something about it, I just didn't. It wasn't appealing to me. Like I said, I already had the Gamerverse one for the Marvel Legends one. Sorry, and I'm like, you know what, I'm good with that. I like the way that came out, and so I don't need it, especially because that's like well, that came in a 2-pack, right? I'm trying to remember now. Yeah, it was a 2-pack.
Yeah, with the Silver Samurai.
Right? Yeah,
that's what it was. Yeah. So that's paywalled behind the Silver Samurai. This
hostage back.
This is $100, right? I think even then, I think that Marvel Legends 2-pack is still cheaper. I forget how much that was.
It's 65 right now, and every now and then you can, and might be able to find a sale, but yeah, it's 65 right now.
Okay.
And this still looks good. This still looks great.
Oh yeah.
Like, this is, if I were going to get a Wolverine in this, scale, it would be this one because he just looks better. He just doesn't look like what he's supposed to look like based off of the, source material, which is what I want.
Yeah.
So that's, because Spider-Man and Cyclops, I think they look pretty damn close, especially Spider-Man. Wow.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah. And this,
he
the
looks
colors are great, everything.
Yep.
It's just,
they pop. Yep.
Yeah, he's missing those details that are just so very important. And like I said, probably would hinder a lot of the the posability and everything else, because his arms are pretty freaking unreasonably huge in that game. And he's a chunky boy.
Yeah, short and stout.
It would be crazy for probably production, but that's what he's supposed to look like. So he's
I hear you. Yeah. No, and I agree with you guys in that the what was I gonna say? You guys touched on something. It was like our the aesthetic, and I'm missing something here. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Anyways, I'll come back to it. Accessories. I just realized I have to go over the accessories, what this Wolverine comes with. So 2 head sculpts. He has like this grinning and then kind of like a neutral. So he has this head sculpt here, and then the yelling sculpt that you can see here. One thing I don't really like about Bandai Tamashii Nations, like they usually don't put like a photo of all their accessories. That same was like their Cyclops. Some of them they do, and some of them they don't. This one they didn't. I don't know why they do that. So you kind of have to scroll through the photos to kind of see what he comes with. I wonder if that's just because they haven't finalized certain things or the designs of how things are going to look. But anyways, 2 head sculpts, a pair. So this is confusing here. So a pair of interchangeable opening wrist parts, a pair of interchangeable open hand claw parts, which, okay, I can see that. A pair of grip wrist cover parts, and then his special move effect mount. So this move effect, I'm guessing, is the one here. This mount, including with this backdrop, which is what they did to Cyclops and
cool.
Spider-Man. So yeah, Wolverine following suit. Yeah, that is cool. I like how they've been doing this, right? It's just, and it's something easy, right? Efficient. It's just like a backdrop. I have a Cyclops and I haven't opened that up yet either. But yeah, it seems like it's just like some sort of cardboard or something that you kind of have on display in the back. But yeah, that does look cool. I'm not sure how these. That's what are you talking about with these wrist parts though? That's kind of confusing. I'm not sure what that is. So I'd like to. I don't see anything different in any of the photos here with his wrists or his hands. So I'm not sure exactly what those are. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But all right, let me address the chat here. Oh, this is what I was going to touch on. Yeah, because Fig Poser's comment here just reminded me. Going back to the Nightcrawler comment, says I just wish he was more lanky and slim, bro. Yeah. So okay, I hear you now. I see what you mean by the proportions. Yeah, and yeah, I do agree. I think the Marvel Legends one that I have is taller and lankier. But again, I know that kind of goes back to how, who drew him and how he's represented. And so yeah, if you want that more lanky look, collectors in general maybe like look at the Marvel Legends option. But if you want more of like a kind of more bulkier look for the Mezco Nightcrawler, you have that option there. And again, there's soft goods versus not, and so and that kind of goes what you guys were saying. That's what I was going to touch on earlier about appearance and look and aesthetic, right? For this Wolverine versus like other ones, you kind of have different multiple options, especially for Wolverine, right? And I personally, that's another reason why I got multiple, because they all have different looks, especially with Cyclops too. You guys mentioned the Cyclops for this in this line. Obviously geared more towards, and Spider-Man geared more towards the game, the Capcom versus line, and then there's like the ones that Mafex has, they have a particular look, and then the Marvel Legends ones. So yeah, there's like multiple options out there that the companies are putting out there for collectors of different preferences, which I love, man. Again, it's awesome to have those options. But yeah, I hear you, Fig Poser. Yeah, on the tall and lanky now, I get what you're saying now. I think I probably would have preferred that also, but I'm with you. The Mezco one is still looks good, so I'm getting that one regardless. We got Movie Cannon Gio in the house. What's up, Gio? Thank you for coming through, good sir. Hola, everybody says. Hope you're having a good Sunday so far, good sir. All right, any more thoughts on this Wolverine here? If not,
I got nothing. Yeah,
nothing. All right. Sticking with Bandai Tamashii Nations Figuarts. This one I was excited for. So if you guys don't have anything, it's all right. I just wanted to touch on this real quick. Here we have the Madara Uchiha. I love saying his name, man. This is from the Naruto Shippuden line. So this is when Naruto was like older. Not the original Naruto when he was a kid, but older. And this is the, I believe, and you guys let me know in the chat or in the comments. I think this might be the second offering. I know there was a previous one prior that was a Tamashii web shop exclusive where he had kind of like a more brighter metallic red on his armor. It was kind of more like a bright metallic red coating. This one seems to be more of a dull paint with some textures on it. And we'll look at some of the photos, which is awesome. But he's running for $60 to $110 USD general release for this one, standing at 6.7 inches, so 17 centimeters, set to come out in July of 2026 or somewhere around there. 4 pairs of hands. Let's see, there's two pairs that are separated that you can see here, meaning like they're individual, left and right. And then there's 2 pair that are connected to do his jutsu. And for those of you who are familiar with Naruto, you would know it's like just their ninja moves they do to summon different elements. And so those are connected there, which is cool. He has a crossed arms part, 5 interchangeable face plates, fire release effect part, a supporting pole for his fire effect release, and then a Naruto faceplate here for one of the, I believe it's their latest, and I forget to write the name of that specific figure, but Figuarts has been doing this recently where they include their faceplate or some part for another figure. So they have that here. You can see his face here for Naruto on the far right. But this Madara, has 5 interchangeable faceplates overall. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Naruto. I have Naruto, this version here. I have a couple to for those of you who are familiar with the anime. There's some moves he does where he has multiple clones of himself, his clone jutsu. So I have a couple of those. Of course, I have Pain. I got Pain recently. Man, I'm a big fan of this line. Just kind of similar to Dragon Ball, probably my second favorite anime next to Dragon Ball. And look at this, man. It's just sick. He does his fire breathing jutsu here. I even have some of these in 1/6. I know Rocket Toys has officially licensed 1/6 Naruto figures, and I have quite a few of those too, man. Awesome too. Those are like quality figures with like die-cast metal parts and yeah, and light effects. Yeah, really cool. But you can kind of see here the texture on his armor. Again, I think the previous one didn't have this. I'm pretty sure it didn't. It was more like smooth metallic paint. And beyond that, I don't know if they've done other versions of Madara. You guys let me know again in the chat or comments. I didn't have time to look more into that, but yeah, this I'm really loving the texture that they added to this. So hopefully the final comes out like this. This looks cool. Yeah, look at this. He's just like he's, for those of you that don't know, he's obviously the villain, one of the main antagonists in the show. Really cool. Yep. Anyone got any thoughts on this one?
I think this looks amazing. Yeah, I watched a lot of Naruto with my son. He was very much into it when he was younger, and so I watched. I wasn't necessarily a huge fan of it, but I enjoyed watching it with him, and I loved how much he enjoyed it. These look phenomenal, and SH Figuarts does that with the Naruto. They always do that with the Naruto line. They're always unbelievable looking, and there's no difference here. I think that's fantastic, and like you were saying, the texture really stands out and brings that fully rendered 3D, tangible item of a 2D cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Yeah.
Yep. Well said, man. Yeah. And this is something, a lot of collectors are aware of or know, but Figuarts, this is where they excel, right? In their anime figures. A lot of Dragon Ball figures, Naruto. They have some others that they do as well. I don't really collect too many others than that, but these two lines, and then they've, like Lou was, like you just mentioned, man, jumping from the anime to materialistic, like tangible form. I think Figuarts nails it. I mean, there's some QC issues with their figures sometimes, but for the most part, as far as aesthetic, man, they just nail it. And to recreate some of those scenes that we in our in those animes that I've mentioned, it's just really awesome, man. Look at this, like just like his laugh here. I think they nailed his persona and his character here with this sculpt alone, and the way his hair's just flowing back. Really cool, man. He's crazy.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. That's fantastic looking. Love it.
Madara, Uchiha, really cool. All right, no one has anything else. Let's carry on. Okay, Lou, here we go. This is the one. I was hoping I can get your feedback on. Because this one surprised me, and I know I messaged you last night. I'm like, oh man, look at this.
Oh yeah.
This is pretty awesome. I saw this came out of nowhere for me. I didn't really follow this too closely, but even this drew my eye. So next up, we have the Blokees Champion Class Star Wars Han Solo model kit. So there's two, right? They came out with Han Solo and Luke in Stormtrooper disguise. And so this is, I've only seen it so far up on BBTS, Big Bad Toy Store. So the link is in the description for that. But this is, so 1/12 scale. Again, it's a model kit, but no glue, no painting required, unless, of course, you want to throw some additional paint on there. And I'll have, once I go through the info for this, I'll turn it over to Lou, who can fill us more on this. $20 USD, which is already, surprise compared to like Black Series figures, Star Wars equivalents. I don't say equivalents, but similar, right? So $20 USD, set to come out March, so next month of this year. Standing at 6.3 inches, 16 centimeters. Comes with 3 pairs of hands. 2 of the hands attached to blasters, right? So they're not loose. You have options to have the hands attached, and then he also has a blaster rifle separate. There's a helmet with an attached hand, right? So the hand is molded onto the helmet, it looks like, and then you attach that to the wrist peg there, and then a stand, which is seems like a nice looking stand here, but I've only heard of these again from you guys, actually, Lou and the crew at FFC Figure Fight Club, and how much praise they're getting. But in general, it just seems like there's a lot of talk about these, and how I was watching some reviews of the previously released Star Wars figures for the standard Stormtroopers and the Vader, and I'm hearing nothing but good things, man. I hear people talk about the quality of the plastic and how well they articulate. Once you get it put together, right, that's obviously the thing. It's like you have to put it together yourself. But I feel like I'm hearing nothing but good things about this. So I'll turn it over to you, Lou. What are your thoughts on this, and anything to know about Blokees and your experience on these?
Yeah, the Blokees are a lot of fun, and I jumped in, and you can go deep down that rabbit hole. something fierce if you're not careful. I jumped in a bit with the some of the Transformers, and just because they're fun little, the blind box thing, they're just fun. And these little ones, this is the which class? I can't remember all the classes, but these are the little ones. These take about
Here we go. Yeah.
5 minutes to put together, maybe, but they're just fun and neat. And the articulation on such a tiny little figure and quality, it's everything's very firm, tight, everything, and you can pose them in just all kinds of goofy stuff.
Nice.
Love these. These are just a fun little $5 put together and just put it on your desk kind of thing. Then, you can go up into the next class with Transformers. This is the Soundwave, which is absolutely amazing. And this will take you some time. This was the first one that I built out, and this took me probably about 3.5 hours total to build. This is much more complex.
Superior.
Yeah. But again, the joints on this thing, it's firm, it's
nice,
and it's extremely posable. The posability on it, you've got ab crunch, you've got the uninhibited hips, knees, that double jointed knees, double jointed arms, fingers, you got articulated fingers.
What? Wow.
Yeah. And even that gets stuck, but it does work.
Oh, nice.
You can press the button and it opens the front there. So the overall quality of these things are amazing. Now these are, a little stylized, but very, but again, fantastic. They're a lot of fun. So the Transformers have been fantastic. I've seen a couple reviews on some of this type of thing. I've seen the Darth Vader and the Stormtrooper, and I'm curious. I haven't really delved into how the build is done and how they're built this size, because I know these have got a lot more parts than your smaller ones, and I know that the smaller ones are a little more simplified, still a stylized look. But these, the Stormtrooper and Darth Vader, I like them. I'm interested. I don't know if I want to jump into another Star Wars line, because these don't necessarily fit with Black Series. You're not going to be able to fit these exactly with Black Series. I believe these are a little bit shorter, a little too short, so they won't stand. It'll look odd on your shelf. But they're fun. They're if you want just an afternoon to sit there and play with something and build something and put it together, these are awesome. And the articulation on them is a little mind-blowing for what's essentially kind of a model, right? It's kind of a snap together model. Articulation's amazing. So I'm interested. I'm trying. Like I said, I haven't. You never know. If they do a Boba Fett of this again, like we were talking about earlier, I'll buy the damn Boba Fett. But it's curious, because again, Luke and Han and Stormtrooper gear, that goes way back for me. That was one of my favorite things about the original movie. First Star Wars figure I ever got was the Stormtrooper, and pretended that Stormtrooper was Han Solo in Stormtrooper disguise. When I was
the vintage collection, right?
2 years.
The 3 3/4 inch.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking back in 1977, 70 or 78, I guess is when that came out. 79, 78.
For the figures? Which figures?
Yeah, the action figures. The original. The original vintage figures. Oh yeah, the original vintage. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 3 3/4 you're talking about, right?
3 3/4, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Let me go over Luke here, and I'll throw it to X-Man and get his thoughts on both. So Luke here, let me switch over. So of course you got Han, you have to have Luke. So you got Luke Skywalker in Trooper disguise, also champion class. Same $20 USD, set to come out March as well. He's standing at just over 6 inches. So again, Han was just under about 6.3 inches, 16 centimeters. Luke is just 6 inches, so 15, just under 15 and a half centimeters. And then like JB Joker here, a little short for a Stormtrooper. So that's kind of accurate there for Luke. What's up, JB Joker? By the way, thanks for coming through. 3 pairs of hands, 2 hands attached to blasters for Luke. He has a separate blaster. Again, a helmet with a hand attached to it. A repair droid, so that's something that comes with Luke and not with Han. and then a stand here. So yeah, a little bit more of accessories for Luke. But X-Men, what are your thoughts on these Blokees figures here?
They're pretty cool, man. I've only seen a couple of them, and really the ones that I saw were the Deadpool and Wolverine ones. Like, I don't remember when that was, but I remember seeing those thinking, oh, that looks fun. And I'm sitting here going through the archive on Big Bad Toy Store right now, looking at all of the different ones that they have.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, these are friggin' neat, man. I kind of want to jump into the Marvel ones, maybe get a couple of those, because they're not a lot of money, and they look like a lot of fun.
Not, yeah.
That's pretty cool. This is the one that you put on your desk. This is awesome.
Yeah, and you play with, yeah,
these are great.
Like you know, like Lou was saying, yeah, it's just stylized for sure. They kind of have more of, I think they all have like more of an animated look, a little you know, proportions might be a little off on some. And yeah, compared to Black Series, yeah, I saw the same thing, Lou, where like the Vaders, just comparing the Vaders, some are a little shorter. But again, I think it's one of those things, if you're not too particular with scale, it should be fine. Like if you have a Vader next to a Vader, then yeah. But if you have this Blokees Vader next to somebody else, and you know the scale doesn't bother you, I think it should be fine. But of course, if you're big on scaling and you're really particular about that, then these may not be for you. But overall, it just seemed like a fun figure, man. Like let alone I don't have a Han and Luke in Stormtrooper disguise on any scale, which was more appealing for me on this one. You can't put the helmets on them. There's no helmet option from what I've seen. It's only the helmet attached to the hand. But again, like Lou was saying earlier, you could probably just go with the Stormtrooper Blokees. They do have this for just a standard Stormtrooper, and that, you could just say that's your Han and Luke, none the wiser, right? The Luke may not be as accurate because of the height, but I mean, yeah, you can fudge something there. You can get something there. Maybe I wonder if you can put the. This is something I don't know. Do you know, Lou, if you would be able to get the Stormtrooper head and put it on this figure, or like, can you swap out parts basically between Blokees?
Right, that's what when you said that made me think of that. You can completely, I know on the Transformers Blokees, you can swap out everything.
Oh, wow.
So you can mix and match like crazy. So I would assume, based on
awesome.
that, you probably could do the same, and you could probably put the Stormtrooper helmet on this figure, and you'd be fine that way too.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even more reason.
So. Right.
Yeah, to maybe pick up some more of those Stormtroopers. And I did see on Big Bad Toy Store the Stormtroopers are sold out. You can probably get them other places, but for the Blokees, yeah, they're sold out there. Yeah, these look really cool, man. I pulled the trigger on these just because, again, I heard nothing but good things. I don't have any these versions, these iteration of these characters, so I'm looking forward to it. I mean, yeah, again, $20 is an awesome price, but I think the trade-off there is a time that you got to spend building it, right? As opposed to like, Black Series. And I know that Black Series, everything already comes assembled for you. Sure. So if you want to see it as you're paying for that time there to have it assembled versus not. And then some may be quicker than others. I know, Lou, you just mentioned that one sound wave took you about 3.5 hours to do. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure how long this one's going to take. Because again, this is champion class, and I presume that's what they're referring to, like more of like their 6-inch-ish or their 1/12 scaled figures. Whereas, what's the smaller ones? How big are those, Lou? Or like what scale would you say those are in?
These are essentially like almost a 1/18 scale. The smaller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Very simple. But again, it's very inexpensive. You're right on all of these. Overall.
You said $5, right, for that one?
I think, these guys you can get roughly about $5. They're blind box though. You got to be careful. So,
okay.
They're blind box, but you can order solid cases, and when you order the solid case, you are guaranteed to get every figure in that case.
Oh, nice.
So that's the way to go if you want to make sure that you get it. Or if you want to take the chance and have some fun with blind box, there you go. But yeah, they're fairly inexpensive. Like five, depending on where you get them, $5 to about $10. So it does range. It does, if you're buying them individually, and if you're doing it that way, I always, thus far, I think every one of them I bought I bought a case. Which
okay, wow, so you're invested, man. You're in. Well, the Transformers anyways,
yeah. But But the builds part of the fun with them, in my opinion. The builds, it would be the same thing with this. It's like you got to build it, but that's the enjoyment. And once you get it built, you're like, I accomplished something. I don't know. It's a nice little thing to have. Cold afternoon, sitting there at your desk or whatever. Absolutely.
Yeah. And you feel like accomplished, right? Like you kind of have that sense like, wow, I put this together. I made this.
Yeah.
I did this. I kind of like liken it to like a transformer, right? Because you have like two different modes. You have to, convert it from one to the other, and you have to spend that time to actually convert. Once you get it down, it goes quite quicker. But I kind of see like that feeling similar to this, right? It's like you have it, and like you said, part of the, I guess like the enjoyment of this is putting it together, spending that time for those who like to do that type of thing, and just snapping it together. And once you're done, you have this figure. Granted, you can't go back like a transformer, right? Once you put it together. Well, I don't know. Can you? Would it be easy to take it apart as well?
I doubt it. Not at that scale.
No? Okay.
The smaller scale, yes, you can pop those pretty easily.
Okay.
But that scale, because there's a lot of, and again, I don't know how these work specifically, but the larger one right here, there are so many internal pieces.
Okay.
When putting everything together. What's amazing though on this, it's got some parts that you want to kind of pay attention to when you're building it, because you will never see it again. But they've put so much detail inside some of these parts that you'll only see when you're building it, which I find interesting.
Kind of like a Lego. Sounds like a Lego set.
Kind of, a little bit. But there's like inside this leg, before you put all the paneling on, and you can pull the paneling off. I wouldn't recommend doing it over and over again because it'll wear out over time and probably won't stay together. But internally, there's a whole, it's almost like a skeletal. You've got, and they had so much detail of panel lining, sculpt in there, that once you get your panels on, you'll never see any of that again. So it's interesting that they did that they put the time and effort into doing that. I thought
for sure. And I like when companies do that, right? Added detail. It's like they didn't have to do that, right? And like I'm sure they're aware. Like you put it in there, like you said, once you cover it up, that's it. You're not going to see it again. But the fact that they took the time to do that, so it's cool. Yeah, I'm curious to see how what they approach is for this one. I have done some model kits. I have I don't know if you can see him down below my shelf. Where is he at? I think I took him down. Oh yeah, no, I had a Voltron. Wait. Yeah, no, I think I took him down. I had a Voltron from a Bandai model kit of Voltron, and kind of similar. You can take apart the lions and display just the lions, or actually connect to make Voltron, and that was really fun. That was really cool. And I have a couple others I have yet to put together, but yeah, no, I agree. I actually enjoyed doing that, the snap together kind. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this is. These will be my first Blokees figures when they come in, and then. They do have a Vader. There's another Vader out there for pre-order. I just wanted to show this one. I was going to go in depth on this one just because there was already a previous Vader that was released. Same champion class, but they're dubbing this one the English version. I didn't look too close into why that is, but it's there, up for pre-order also if you want. Also $20 USD, so that's there. I think it went up around the same time as this Han and Luke in Stormtrooper disguise. And then also real quick, so these were teased by Blokees at Wonderfest 2025, I believe it was. And then you can kind of see here, so the bottom, I just wanted to pull this up for those of you who missed it. So this is the Vader that they currently have out now with the Stormtroopers we were talking about. And then here in the background, you can see they have the Han and Luke in the Stormtrooper disguise as prototypes here. I think there's some other photos. But yeah, they have Mando. I thought I saw him released already or up for pre-order. Is Mando out already?
The smaller version of Mando you can get.
Oh, and that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, you get and they're also blind boxed. That's how they work with that.
Gotcha. So then this is probably, I presume it's probably a champion class too, since it's displayed with these other ones here. So these are all champion class, this like a little over 6 inches. So I'm guessing this is going to be the same. So be on the lookout for that Mando and a Bo-Katan. It looks like here, right? Does that look like Bo-Katan, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes. So there you go. You got some more. You got some more coming down the pike here from Blokees, and. Yeah, I know they're grabbing a lot of IPs. I mean, I'm kind of here and there, I've kind of seen stuff, and I thought it was Transformers, but no, like X-Men was saying, they got Marvel figures like Deadpool, Wolverine from the movie. They have, I think, Marvel Rivals coming soon. Figures from Marvel Rivals, that game, and there's Star Wars, of course. And yeah, they're grabbing up a lot of IPs. So if any character or IP that you're looking for, maybe Blokees will grab it up. And granted, they may be stylized, but options there, right? Again, options. They'll have if you want to go that route.
Yeah. Well, they've even dipped into DC. They've got they've got a Defender class DC, which is their kind of deformed. They're about maybe 3 inches tall. They're tiny and very stylized, but they've got Batman, a whole line of Batman.
Nice.
I believe they also do some Pokemon. They're all over the place as far as they're grabbing quite a few IPs.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just interesting. So they're not a company to sleep on. They're coming up. Yeah, they're coming up quick, it seems like. And the quality seems to be there, right? It's just the fact you got to spend the time to put them together. But yeah, it seems like they are good figures. All right, let me adjust the chat here. We'll go on to the next one. We got Local Lou in the house. What's up, Lou? Thank you for coming through, good sir. He's saying what up? What's up, Local Lou? And then we got Ash Chase in the house. What up, Ash? Thank you for coming through, good sir. This is what up, Plastic Crackheads. And Dolly Monsters, the Blokees look cute. Yeah, no, they do. I think, again, like we were mentioning, it's kind of more of like at least based on these Star Wars figures, the look has more like an animated type of cartoonish look to them, which that's you can't get around. I know some people they're not gonna kind of be more keen to that. They probably want more of a realistic look, but again, the options there, they kind of remind me of if you guys remember those Disney Infinity figures they put out. I have some behind me on the wall. That's what I have here.
Oh yeah.
I've got one Boba Fett over there.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, let me enhance here. I just like went all out when they went on sale on clearance because they didn't do so well in the end. But yeah, I have a bunch there, and that's what they kind of remind me of, those Disney Infinity figures, right? That's like their appearance here.
Very much.
So yeah, if you don't mind that, then yeah, take a look at some of these Blokees here, or these Star Wars figures. But okay, going on to the next one here, still with 112. This one, oh man, this one caught my eye too. Went up on 5K, I think it was yesterday or the other day, but right off the heels of the Zestray, I think it's Zestray Gold Hilder. Here we have the Fangcun Studio. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Hopefully, apologize if I'm not. Apologies. So the Fangcun Studio War Hero Akilias. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, Akilias, but another female, basically gladiator type warrior, and she looks awesome. So this is $70 USD currently. The only place I've seen it was at 5K. Shout out to 5K because they took some photos here from Wonderfest also, and I'll pull this up here in a little bit. But set to come out Q3, Q4 this year, standing at 7 inches. So she is taller, but if you want to consider her maybe like an Amazonian type of female warrior, that would be about right, I think. 18 centimeters, so 7 inches. 2 head sculpts, neutral and yelling. A helmet. I don't know. I think it's like a helmet that you can place over her head. I'm not sure if that's an actual just separate sculpt for the helmets, but you guys tell me. 6 pairs of hands, a cloth tunic, which is awesome. 2 swords, a short spear, a long spear, a small round shield, a large rectangular shield, and then as a pre-order bonus, I saw on 5K. I don't know if that's just with 5K or all sites that will carry her. You get another sword, and I thought I had. Let's see here. No, I think there's a photo here. Let me swap over to. Where'd it go? Let me swap over to this one here. So this one has all the, I think most of the accessories here. So this was taken by 5K. Again, shout out to 5K during Wonderfest where they display these figures, and you can see all the accessories she comes with here. And it looks like there's going to be a red version. So the one we're looking at is this with the white tunic. Here you can see that long rectangular shield that I was talking about, and then the circular shield here on the bottom. And then it looks like a red version is going to come out. I don't know if that was an exclusive or limited or what, or maybe it already did come out, but that could be an option. So just keep that in mind. You guys let me know. But let me switch back here to these photos here, these awesome announcement photos here. Yeah, really cool looking figure, man. Again, like I mentioned, coming off of the Gold Hilder figure, which I know, Lou, you got. The consensus on that one's been really positive. A lot of people saying a lot of good things about that figure. So I don't know if this was already planned around that time. I mean, it would have to have been because it's already kind of going up for pre-order. But either way, to add to that collection or your other female gladiator-like figures. I don't know, what are your thoughts on this one, Luke?
I saw this. First time I saw this was Friday. I think it's kind of around the time it was announced, Thursday, Friday. Okay. And it's so tempting. You know, like you said, I've got Hildur, and I love this figure. She's beautiful. Of course, I had an issue, QC issue, but we'll talk. I'm not going to get that into that. But I mean, there's so much to love on this figure as far as the posability, the overall aesthetic look, accessories. Now, I know this is Zezre Studio. I know this is not Zezre, so there's, a different company. But again, it's if you're into gladiators, I mean, it looks like she would fit in just perfectly with the Zezre line. I'm tempted. I haven't pulled the trigger yet. I've got it in my cart in 5K, and I'm like, maybe. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
She looks amazing. I'm really surprised. Again, what a great time to be alive, to be able to have this many options for gladiator figures and just quality. And soft goods on her too. There's the Zezre, they've got the cloak, but otherwise they've everything is this is Metytoyz from the Zezre line as well. All this is plastic, soft plastic, but it's not. But this one's got all soft goods, it seems.
Yeah.
I'm tempted.
Yeah, man.
I'm very tempted. 7 inches is the only thing I think that makes me consider putting the brakes, because it's a little big.
How tall is that Hildur again? Remind me. I forget.
Hildur's she lines up. I mean, I would say she's 1/12 scale. She's shorter than Metytoyz. I don't know specifically exactly how tall she is, but she stands shorter than a standard Savage Crucible figure. That's right.
Yeah. And you remember some photos where like they have her pose and she was standing a little shorter than your typical 1/12 figure. That's right.
Mm-hmm. And which falls into that. It scales well. She shorter next to some of those figures is about right, female versus a male.
Right.
So this one seems a little big, like you said, Amazon proportions, which again is, maybe that does work. Maybe it could be very cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I was going to say, there's even here on this photo, I can maybe kind of resembles a W, right? If you want to go for your Diana type of like alternate universe type of look for Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I don't know. I mean, she has like the dark. She's a brunette. Could be. I don't know. Maybe it is passable. I don't know. Aston, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, she looks pretty dope. It's a very interesting use of armor. The booby shield there.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah, just the one boob. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I saw this sometime ago. I don't remember when or where or who was talking about it, but yeah, this is just a really cool design for like you talk about the costuming with the soft goods and stuff. Looks really neat. What is that supposed to be, like a toga or something? It's
toga. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I call it a
tunic. Greek or Roman or I think it's supposed to be Greek.
Probably.
Sure,
yeah, a little bit of a Spartan vibe going on there with the sword.
Yeah. And the line.
But yeah, she looks cool, man. And I would assume that much like other similar figures, like with Gold Hildur, I imagine that all of this is like swappable with other things that they've done too, right? With other armor pieces and such.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a lot of fun. If you've got a whole line of that stuff and you're just mixing away, that's really neat. I like that a lot.
Man, look at the sculpt and the detail on her armor too, like her shin guard right here, and then there's like the other.
That's a big ass shield, damn.
Yeah, look at her helmet too. Look at. Oh, I love this right here. I just love this in general, like this type of art.
Now I've seen that helmet before, and that's because these guys. Which company is this again?
This is Fangcun Studio, and I don't know if they were named something else prior, but that's the labeling for this one now. If I'm pronouncing.
Because I've seen this helmet before, or something similar to it. I know some companies out there like who is it that's doing all the gladiators and the space guys and all of that are all interchangeable. They have a similar kind of
Mythic Legions.
Mythic Legions. They have a similar thing.
Yeah, and he's got a helmet. It's in the other room. I can't grab it right now, but he's got a helmet very similar to hers right there. And this is Zezre Studios.
That would be cool to have. Like, if she is bigger than the Zezre guys, if you've got those, That would be cool for like an Amazon type character. That would be neat. I'd be into that.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm loving this one. Yeah. Yeah, Four Horsemen for sure, and they're specifically like their Mythic Legions line
Yep.
has like similar characters to this. And then of course Zesray. Then a lot of combinations or a lot of mixtures you can do with this. And so we've seen similar like ornate armored figures from those two lines. You know, like Zesray or Four Horsemen, or even Metytoyz. I know we're gonna look at one from Metytoyz. Some of their figures, like their creatures, have like some armor that are pretty detailed as well. But yeah, no, I'm just loving this, man. This is the sculpt on this, really awesome, man. And this is, you guys know me. For those of you who've been watching my streams, and I always love to point this out. And I just figures that have this type of stuff draws me more to them. And it's just like more of a selling point for me because I appreciate the stuff that the sculptors go into detail and they're able to get when they actually put these out. So hopefully the final comes out like this with this detail. I don't know if it will, because again, you know, the prototypes, the initial models, they have to be pretty detailed, because when you go and you put them in the mold, sometimes I know that gets lost depending on which molding process they use. I think there's like a few different ways they can create those molds for the figures. Some are more detailed than others, but yeah, so hopefully this keeps a lot of this detail here. You like this belt? Look at her belt with a line on it. It's so badass.
Yeah.
This is so cool. And just like the ruffles here, the sculpts in the helmet, on how these are all kind of like individualized here, and the paint. Yeah, really awesome. So this one I was tempted, but I went with it. I pulled the trigger as soon as I saw. I'm like, you know what, I want it. Bam, add it to cart and pre-ordered this one. Because if Hilder's any indicator, I know different companies, right? Zesray versus Fangcun, but Hilder sold really well. I think she ended up selling out a couple of times. A lot of people gravitate to her, so I think she may be sold out again, but really popular figure. So I presume, I don't want to take any chances with this one, so I jumped on this, and I pre-ordered her just in case. I don't want to have to kind of go back and search for her and pay markup on this.
Right, and chase that down. Yeah, that.
Exactly. Yep. So yeah, really, really cool, man. And that head sculpt, and the fact you get two head sculpts too. Let me see that. Look at this yelling head sculpt.
That's killer.
Yeah, this looks awesome. So awesome. The straps, how I'm pretty sure they're plastic, but the fact that they look like they could be some sort of like leather material, the way it's painted.
Right.
Damn, that looks good. Yeah. Again, hopefully the final comes out like this. This looks awesome. But yeah, again, this was shown at WonderCon or Wonderfest. Sorry, I believe 2025. Again, these photos were taken by staff at 5K, so shout out to them. And here's that red one. So maybe this is where you saw this X-Men, where you saw this prior, or maybe you were thinking about another figure. I'm not sure, but
I don't know.
They were teased earlier though, so yeah, got definitely getting these figures here. Again, link in the description below if you're interested. To 5K. Let's see here. We go back to the chat. We got Avi Figure Fight Club back in the house. So yeah, Zesray is great. Yes, sir. Yeah, I have quite a few of their figures as well. Figure looks dope. He adds, yes, sir. Yeah, I'm with you. We got S Beam in the house. What's up, S Beam? Thank you for coming through. Good sir. Says hello all. Zesray is comparable to Savage. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about, especially you guys on FFC talk about Savage Crucible, and that's I don't know if I have any figures from them, but that's another one where I hear a lot of good things about. So multiple lines for fantastical fantasy kind of historic looking figures, kind of similar to this one. There's a lot of options out there, right? Yeah, it's really cool. I'd love to see it. Yeah, Avi. All I see is a muscle mommy gladiator. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Muscle mommy, yeah. Which again, kind of, I'm really digging like the Amazonian look. Right? She can definitely pull off, if you want to say she's an Amazonian. You can even I can see again getting multiple of this, having one helmeted, one not helmeted, and then maybe if they do come out with that red one, that red version, I'll probably be getting that one too. I don't know if they're going to do other females similar to what Zesray did with their 3 different female warriors as well. But we shall see. Yep. Maybe we'll have one covering, one with an armor covering 2 tits instead of 1. So we'll see. I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, Avi's confirming he has a similar helmet. So does Zesray. Okay. Gotcha. Yep. Thanks, Avi. All right, going on to the next one. Like I brought this, I mentioned this one here. So Metytoyz also came out with this another awesome looking figure, but not human. Still following in the kind of fantastical fantasy based realm. Here we have the Metytoyz Troll Hunter Senji, a label 12 scale, but standing at 9.8 inches, so 25 centimeters, which is kind of similar to like what their trolls and their ogre type figures that are going to be bigger and taller. I think there's a photo here that shows comparison to like a normal Marvel Legends, I think it is. But 114 USD, set to come out this year, Q3, Q4. 3 head sculpts, 5 pairs of hands, 2 daggers, 2 axes, 3 spears, a left shoulder pauldron, and then this like back skull and crossbones type of thing. I don't know like what this is for. Maybe it's just like some sort of ornament or decoration that goes on his back. We'll see it in some photos. And then this pouch thing, I'm not sure what this is for. I'm not sure if this is like a sheath of some sort or what. I couldn't see it in any of the photos. But I'm guessing it probably holds, maybe it's for this back piece here. Maybe this goes inside this pouch thing. I'm not sure. But it's, you know, like this troll hunter kind of bone, a lot of bone aesthetic here with his uniform and his gear. And we'll go through some of these. I guess in X-Men you can help me out because I think you are more familiar with this. This is kind of based on like a War of Worldcraft type of character. I know Metytoyz has released a lot of figures kind of either taken from that or inspired by that. But I don't know, does this look familiar, this Troll Hunter?
It does. I think he's bigger than the orc, which is weird, but he does look very much like the trolls from World of Warcraft. That's pretty much exactly what they look like.
Okay, gotcha. I figured, yeah. A lot of their figures kind of seems like they're based on that. But yeah, here's all his armor or all his weapons, everything's splayed, all the accessories, except for his hands, but just mostly his armor stuff. And then you have some photos here with just like a bare ass troll look, so you can kind of see what it looks like and see where the articulation is. But yeah, man, this guy looks cool. He looks badass. I love the different head sculpts, the different looks. Here he is all suited up except for his back decorations here. Yeah, look at this guy. This guy looks sick also. Definitely can have him fighting Akilias, who we just saw, that female warrior. These would definitely go together. Yeah, look at this. And here's his pauldron here, and then here's that back decoration. I was talking about that back, whatever that thing is, attached to him. Yeah, again, same thing, different setup, but still holds the detail, the sculpt on this and the paint on this prototype. Again, I know it's a prototype, but still, this looks awesome. He got skull here on his belt buckle, for his belt buckle.
Looking like a shaman.
Yeah.
Right.
Good call. Yeah, this looks sick. X-Men, any thoughts on this one?
He's pretty neat. I've seen a lot of these in review, and they all look really friggin' cool, man. It's one of those that have been tempting to me to jump into, just because I used to play World of Warcraft, just ridiculous. It was such a life suck. It was like that episode of South Park where they're doing it. That's what it is, man. That's exactly what it is. And I haven't played since like 2008, I want to say. And I understand the game's still going pretty strong, so I can definitely see a huge market for this in that community, if nowhere else. But these figures, the price of them is so, it's so good that lots of people, I'm sure, want these, whether they're familiar with Warcraft or not.
Yeah,
because they're just really cool looking
like
figures that you could do a lot with. So yeah, he's pretty sick. I can see you getting a whole bunch of these guys to fight your Zesray dudes and other stuff. That's just pretty cool.
Yeah, this is really, this looks good. Yeah, I just noticed too, he has like this sun kind of like tattoo, this ink on his right shoulder here. That's awesome. That's a nice added detail. You can kind of see like the vein work too, the sculpt in his arms. Yeah, Metytoyz, man, they always do a great job. Like I said, I got quite a few figures from them. They do a great job also. Any thoughts on this, Lou?
It's the first time ever seeing this, but I am very interested. I think this is just a gorgeous piece. And again, it fits right into that fantasy realm with all of that. And I think that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah. The head sculpt, the articulation, and again, the aesthetic and the articulation, the combination. This is a very balanced. You're seeing in the pictures, you can get some amazing poses, but at the same time, in a neutral pose, there's a very good disguising of the articulation, hiding of it. Nothing's gaudy or sticking out horribly. Look at right there. It's wow. Yeah, I'm tempted. This could be mine someday.
Could be purchased.
Yeah, this could be purchased.
Yeah. Another one right away. I think I saw this at the same time I saw Akilias, that female warrior, and this 5K. Saw them both on there. Like, oh shit, add them both to cart. Yeah, these were like pre-orders for me. So I pulled them. I pulled the trigger on both of these. Added in cart, and I had 5K has points too, so I used some points. I have a point system on there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good call.
So, I just shared an image of just like the troll, character kind of image sheet that someone put up online from Warcraft, and this is exactly color and everything.
Okay.
The same. Oh, I see. Comparing the two. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me actually go to a point. Oh, I see. Okay. Let me go to a photo here that compares all three. So here's all without his armor again to kind of see what he looks like with articulation. Got like kind of like a Heisman pose here going here, or like somewhat of a dab. Yeah, he's over here dabbing. Kind of show off where all the articulation is, but the sculpt is awesome. Here, yeah. And then, man, look, these are some cool photos. Some edits here. Here in the forest with the full moon behind him. Okay, here's the photo I was talking about. Kind of comparing him to like the orcs, the ogres, and here's a Deadpool. There you go, X-Men.
Yeah, he's crazy friggin' big compared to these guys.
Yeah, he's almost twice the size of Deadpool there. Wow.
Yeah, he could be a little smaller compared to the orc.
Yeah. Yeah,
do you guys have any of these other figures here?
No. I have the Deadpool. I have the Deadpool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Deadpool, yeah.
Deadpool.
I got none, but they look really cool.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up this picture here. What I do? Oh, here we go. All right. So this is the reference that X-Men pulled for World of Warcraft Troll. Let's see. I think I have to stop sharing here. Stand by, please. What is this one? Okay. Stop sharing. Here we go. Okay. Oops.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm wrong. The trolls are bigger than the orcs.
Are they?
Are they? Okay.
So he is scaled right.
So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. That's dead on. That is it.
Yeah, here you go.
Same character. Yeah.
I like the hair on this one. I like the hair color.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Like how like braids right here. It's all braided.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay. So yeah, give me an idea of what this is reference to. This is straight from the game, right? X-Men from World of Warcraft.
That is game art. That's not like how they actually like. That's not the art in the game. It's just
not the game like, graphics.
It's not the graphics, but it's just a kind of
the concept, like
the concept art. Yeah,
I gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Actually, if you want, I just found this.
Bring this.
Save this here.
How are you doing on while you're doing that? How are you doing on time, Lou? I know you said you had a hard out. Or you?
Yeah. Let's continue to talk about this guy, and then we'll get out of here. I'll be heading out at that point if that's
okay.
Works for you.
After this one, gotcha.
I found a highline that I just shared for all the Warcraft characters, or at least a bunch of them, so you can kind of see where they all stand in relation to one another.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. Let's see. Let me pull that up.
So if you're doing, Mythic Legions or Zasray or whatever the other guy is, then you can kind of see how your human characters would relate to these other guys in scale.
The big photo. Holy shit.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So he's essentially the biggest.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is how they look in game.
Gotcha.
There we go. Okay. I'm gonna scroll here from left to right. Yeah, some of these I have like this panda one that came out with. Yeah, this is cool. This is a cool reference here, reference photo. And these are all in. Okay, you got feet and then centimeters also on this scale here. Yeah. Okay. Nice. And then here he is. Yeah, he is one of the biggest here. Here he is right here.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right,
and
I'm
then your
guessing
orc is all the
supposed-
way on the right in green, and you can definitely see. Yeah, he's. I don't know why I always think of the trolls as being smaller, but
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I don't see that the ogres here and there. I see the oaks, but I don't see any ogres in this one. So
the ogres,
I mean-
that guy is not really in, or at least I've not ever seen him in World of Warcraft.
okay.
At least not as a playable character. Maybe he's something else that I'm not familiar with. This has been a long time, but
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I know. I've seen quite a few of these here from Metytoyz so far. So yeah, I wonder how deep they're going to go in on this line.
Mhm.
They've done quite a few figures here. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me bring back the and they all. I think they all look good. I don't think I got some of them, but not all of them. There's quite a bit. But yeah, for you World of Warcraft fans, I know we mentioned this before. Man, I'm sure you're eating good with all these these figures and just having this to display on your shelf for some representation of that game, of that franchise here. But yep. Anyone got anything else on this Troll Hunter? Nope.
No, but the only thing
all right.
is, I might be in.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
might be buying one. I'm liking what I see.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
about
right.
it.
No, I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're on the same page because this is, I think, one of them that definitely had it. They're like a no-brainer. Some of them, I'm on the fence. I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll see. But yeah, this one, again, just like everything about it, kind of sounds like we're kind of in agreement. Everything about it would just look really awesome, badass, and yeah, I was already sold. So yep, for me. But all right, Lou. But I think you got to go. But thanks again for joining us. Anything you want to shout out or plug?
Again, always fun to come in. Thanks again for inviting me here, Jay.
Yes, sir.
Fun time today. Today was awesome. You can find me on Figure Fight Club on Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock open mic. Friday nights, our main show, the Plastic Journey interview show. That's 9 o'clock. We got a member stream after that. On Saturdays, I join Talib _ collects 1980, and I probably messed that up. It's probably Talib 1980 _ collects on his channel, who's also a co-host on Figure Fight Club. But we join him on his channel, 11 p.m. on Saturdays. We do a film critique. We call it Men on Film. It's a lot of fun. It's just
Men
kind
on
of easy
Film.
going, laid back, just a fun time to discuss movies.
Yeah.
You can find me on Instagram, LucidaBase3. I do a little toy photography and have fun with that. Give me a follow. I'll follow you back. And some awesome stuff out there. So that's all I got. Again, appreciate you having me on. It's always a fun time. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thanks for taking the time again, especially on this. I know this is a big day for you, and as a Pats fan. But
Yeah,
like I
a little bit.
mentioned, all the links, all his links, I'll put in the description below. So if you are curious and interested to see what he's got going on, be sure to show him some love. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. If you do enjoy what he's doing, again, his Instagram and his the Figure Fight Club YouTube channel, you can find a bunch of other streams in there as well. But Lou, thanks again. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, good sir.
All right. Thank you. Good to see you, Jay.
yes,
And good to meet you and good to see you, X-Man.
yes,
We'll
you as
see
well,
next
Lou.
time. All right. You guys take care. Have a good afternoon.
All right, you too. See ya. All right. Any more thoughts on this Troll Hunter here, X-Men?
Nah, he's a tempting grab. I'd have to go back and grab all the other ones too.
Yeah.
They made a few and they'd be awesome. But
yeah.
yeah, let's not. I'm trying to not spend money right now.
Yeah. Yeah, especially since those that's right. Those X-Men inspired figures came out recently. I know you were talking about having to cancel or get rid of some others to make way for those. So yeah, I definitely agree on that.
Yep, the shift has been happening.
Yep, definitely needs to be some sort of shift in there. Figure Fight Club saying I'm gonna. Okay, no worries. Yep, whatever you need to do, man. Just appreciate you tuning in. So and same for Beam and Avi. No worries at all. And I appreciate that, Beam. Yeah, if you're finding any of this informative, entertaining, or enjoying any part of it, just a reminder to hit that like button. That would definitely be appreciated. Thanks, Beam, for putting that out there. I always appreciate you, man, to reminding me and reminding others for that as well. All right, next up, we have, again, sticking with 12 scale. This is the Eggtoys Blood Hunter Dhampir. I'm guessing it's supposed to be pronounced kind of play on vampire. So the vampire would have an E. So Dhampir. I take it. I know. I want to say I'm 90% sure this is supposed to be based on one of the characters from Castlevania. This kind of looks like a half vampire, half daywalker kind of ordeal, kind of like Blade. And so this looks like a Castlevania character, and I'm not sure which one. So you guys, again, apologies. Let me know in the chat or in the comments which one this is specifically this is from, because I know there's a bunch of Castlevanias out there. But yeah, it seems like it'd be a Castlevania-inspired character, I should say. So this one's running from $75 to $89 USD, set to come out Q1 of next year, 2027, standing at 8.2 inches tall, 21 centimeters, 2 head sculpts, neutral and a yelling, 5 pairs of hands, his sword with the scabbard or sheath, hat, and a cloak here. So the cloak is removable, and so is his hat. I guess you can put that on either or. Really cool looking figure. Again, the Blood Hunter, Dhampir's elegy. I think that's supposed to say. Again, yeah, I'm not sure which. I'm pretty sure this is inspired by one of the Castlevania characters.
I think it's Vampire Hunter D.
Oh, is it? Oh, wow, I'm completely off.
That's what it looks like to me. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now that you say that,
watch it, but yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it. I know of it, but I have never seen it. So you might be right.
That's exactly what it is. Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you for that correction there. For some reason, the first thing that came to my mind is Castlevania. But no, you're right. Now that you say that, yeah, this does look like it could be based on Vampire Hunter. Okay.
That is 100% sword and all.
I was 100% wrong, thinking that this was 90% Castlevania. But no, really cool. Yeah. You got any thoughts on this then?
That's pretty friggin' neat, man. I kind of want this after seeing it. I didn't even know this was a thing. But yeah, I'm looking at him on 5K right now, and that is exactly Vampire Hunter D. That's cool, man.
Okay.
I gotta watch that again. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I honestly forgot all about it, but because
gotta find a horse form and everything.
I need to.
But yeah, the shoulders and all of that is
okay.
There's artistic liberties here, of course, but it's definitely him. That's pretty cool. And
yeah, no, this is
are those soft goods on the legs, or is that just sculpted and it looks really cool?
I'm not sure. I want to say it's
okay.
Plastic. Yeah, it's sculpted. Let me see if
He looks good, man. That looks awesome. That's very tempting to pick up. I don't know, like, he would have to stand on his own because I wouldn't have anything to go with him, but that's pretty neat.
If you don't mind mixing IPs, maybe you can throw in some other vampires or other creatures that he can be fighting against.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess it depends on the scale, and maybe find a priest or something somewhere.
That's true. Like I said, yeah, he was standing at like over 8 inches, like 8.8, almost 8.25 inches. So yeah, he is tall. That's true. He would be larger scaled. Yeah. Oh yeah. Beam here is also confirming. Yeah, definitely Vampire Hunter. Okay. Thanks. Thanks y'all for that confirmation here. Yeah. This one. Yeah. This was one I was really tempted on, but unlike the other two, I'm still on the fence on this one. I just like the fact that he does. I mean, I'm thinking I can mix this with other IPs, other figures, but yeah, still just like similar to my 6 scale collecting, I gotta be kind of a little more selective. And the other two, like I mentioned, those were no brainers. Like I knew I wanted those. This I feel like I'm like, okay, I can probably do it. I can most likely do without this one, but I agree, he does look cool. He does look really cool. Yeah, and I don't have too many in this scale anyways. Vampire type figures or mix or just kind of like of this genre. So that would be cool to have something like this. But you're right, he would be too tall, I think, for my liking. This is like another good example of if it's close to 6 inches, I can get past it, but this is like almost like 2 inches taller than a lot of the other stuff I have. So it was like his own scale pretty much.
Yeah, he'd be cool to have him. I always thought it would be cool to have him meet Blade.
Yeah,
because they're both pretty much the same guy. Like they're both half vampires. They both hunt vampires, and it would just be cool to see them working together.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, I agree. Probably more of like a comic-based Blade, right? And not like the inspired one. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. He would be towering over him. Yeah.
It would be cool to see
Like,
Blade in this art style too.
oh yeah, I agree with that. That
It's
would be cool,
very
yeah.
it's not exactly, but it's very similar to something like Eon Flux. The way that like
Oh,
everything
okay.
is all like everyone's like thinned out and tall and
In that
lanky and
anime?
all that. Yeah, he looks just
Oh,
like
okay.
the art.
And this probably should have gave away too. If I actually had seen the movie, I'm pretty sure this is probably unique to this to that movie. Is looks like he has his face with the hand on it.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
sorry, the hand with the face on it, other way around. That looks cool. Or does that like suck up the souls or something? Or
I forget exactly what that does. It does some crazy shit.
that
Let's
looks cool.
see.
Yeah, that's.
I
And
don't
I
remember if
think I
that's like
remember.
somebody's soul or it's always like talking to him and talking shit. But
Oh, really?
yeah, it's
That's funny. Yeah, he has this long ass sword. That probably should have given it away too, because I do remember seeing kind of some photos of him and Vampire Hunter D in that with that long ass sword. I guess I could have probably put a takeaway there, but no. The other way, this looks really cool. A lot of cool aspects about this figure. Yeah, it's just the scale might be off for me to pass up. I mean, that might be the reasoning, the determining factor to pass on this.
how
one.
tall is
Really
he?
cool. From what I read, it was like 8.2 inches, so 21 centimeters.
Oh,
But it says 12 scale here though too. Let me see. I think there's I thought there was a photo that said. Let's see here. Yeah, unless I got that wrong too. I could have. Yeah, maybe I. From the listing that I saw, I think it had that height on there. So. Yeah, but it does say 12 scale here, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. But all right, yep, that was so Vampire Hunter D. Correction, not Castlevania. Vampire Hunter D. Blood Hunter, or Vampire Hunter D. inspired figure by Eggtoys. This is the Blood Hunter Dhampir. Okay, going on to the next one. Let's see here. Where we at? One more 112 scale figure. Then we can jump on to the 6 scale. A couple that I have here. Going on, this is the Dreamweave Studio Pillars of Creation / Reaction. I say that because there's some websites that have this figure listed as Pillars of Reaction, and then others that say Pillars of Creation. So just kind of be aware of that. You might find when you go to search that, you might have different those different type of that different wording there. I'm not sure what's going on there, but either way, $78 to 116 USD, standing at just under 6 3/4 inches, so like around 6.7 inches, between 17 and 18 centimeters. Let me see here. Comes with quite a bit of accessories on this one. Let me see here. So Trailblazer Reconnaissance, so helmet, unmasked head sculpt, and I think there's another helmeted head sculpt. It was kind of confusing to see because I tried to. A lot of the descriptions only had either a helmet and then a head sculpt, so I'm not sure if this he comes with an additional helmet or if it's an actual like head sculpt. So I don't know if you can put this helmet on the head or if it actually comes with two helmeted head sculpts and then an unhelmeted one. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. Maybe we can see if we can see a little closely in the photos. But either way, he comes with those 3 different head options, 6 pairs of hands, 2 different one rifle, one a sniper rifle, a pistol, a chainsaw sword, a la Gears of War. For those of you who are familiar with that video game, they have chainsaw swords there. A tactical dagger, a back missile compartment, back particle cannon, and a back heavy weapon mount. So yeah, sci-fi, going from fantastical to the sci-fi look. This is another one I'm always kind of pulled towards figures that have like this exosuit type of mech suit look to them, or like external like a suit where I have like geared up and armored. So this is no different, man. This looks really cool. I'm really tempted by this one. Actually, I think I ended up pre-ordering this one as well. I can't recall now. I have to go check it because yeah, we just got all these figures that came in recently. Like, oh damn, I want that. Oh damn, I want that. So it's a lot. But this
getting
one,
wild out here.
yeah, it is getting wild. Like yeah, oh I want that. Yeah, no, this is another one where I think like, damn, this is cool. If I didn't get this, I think I'm seriously considering it because, yeah, this looks like another fun character, another fun figure that you can put with a bunch of different other IPs and other characters. Yeah, really cool, man. Really cool looking figure. But yeah, any thoughts on this one, X-Men?
That looks neat. I don't know anything about the is it a line? Are there more figures like this, or is it just the one guy? Or
Yeah, I think it
uh,
was. I'm not sure honestly. I had the same question. I didn't see any other. I typed in just the company, and this Pillars of Reaction, and I think that's. See, I don't know if that's the name of the line or that's the name of this particular figure because that's all it has. It just says. I think it might be up. Let me actually. Well, you give more
he
thoughts. Let
looks
me look
cool.
at BBTS.
He looks really neat. It'd be cool to see a line of these. Like, what's that game? Destiny? Some stuff like that. That'd be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So here, I'm gonna read this description here from BBTS because it is up on BBTS. That's one of the places where they have this. It's gonna be more expensive, as the case is with BBTS and their export, or I guess their import figures, I should say. So the full description is Pillars of Creation: The Apocalypse of Galaxy Kane Power Armor action figure. So it sounds like this is like the maybe Galaxy Kane or Kane in his power armor. So maybe implying there's going to be others. So let me read this blurb real quick. Third generation exoskeleton armor in the Power Armor series developed by the Galactic Republic. The Kane type power armor is a standard power armor of the soldiers of the Galactic Republic, and its characteristic modular design can provide soldiers with high intensity protection, quickly changing equipment to cope with different combat environments. So yeah, it sounds like there's going to be others from this line in different with different characteristics or different traits. This one again is labeled power armor. Maybe you might have one that's like a heavy infantry one, or one that's like a stealth one, melee combat one. I don't know. There's just it seems like they can do quite a bit for this line. Yeah, and it says part of the Pillars of Creation series. So yeah, Pillars of Creation is the name of the series of these.
That's pretty
figures.
cool.
So, yeah, kind of reminds me of like the Centurions, kind of, where they have different suits, different characters with different suits that go to like different aspects of the environment. And so I wonder if this is kind of going to follow that same type of style, whereas the Centurions have equipment that mount to them. If you guys remember that 80s cartoon, this is obviously just like a soldier, but I wonder if it's going to be kind of along that theme where they have different armors or different suits for different environments. I guess we're kind of like stormtroopers, kind of, or clone troopers from Star Wars, right? They have like just different troopers with different suits that handle different things.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything when I Google it outside of the figure.
Yeah, so I wonder if this is just like the first in line then. Yeah, it seems like.
Yeah, just something they made up for the figure line. Yeah.
Brace yourselves. If this might be another line, let's see how far or how deep they go. Maybe this might be the only one we see. I don't know. We'll see how this company does. Like, I've never heard of this company, but yeah, this looks like a fun figure. Really cool. Like X-Men was saying, yeah, I thought the same thing. Destiny, it kind of had like some Destiny vibes to it from that video game Destiny. And there's like another game that's kind of similar to this. Oh, what is it? What is that game that came out that was popular but didn't do too well? Oh no, actually no, they did. Oh,
be a lot of them.
It was popular. Crisis. That's what I'm thinking
Crisis.
of. You know that game Crisis? There's Crisis 1 and 2. It was kind of like a one of those online shooters. And I think the second one had a story, but it was kind of along the lines of like Apex Legends, I believe, ish. Like before Apex Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd never played it myself, but I had a buddy who played it. He was really into it. So it kind of seems like they had armors. Well, anyways, they had soldiers that had kind of similar armors that looked similar to this from what I recall. I could be wrong, but that's what this reminds me of. So yeah, just something for all you fans of that stuff. This is out there.
It looks like their logo is exactly it's the Pillars of Creation, the Eagle Nebula, that picture that was taken of it from the Hubble telescope.
So representing what? Connect the dots for me here. What am I missing?
No, it's just a space gas formation that they got a picture of that looks really cool, but it's shaped like their logo here on their name.
Oh, I see.
So I guess they're just pulling off of that and just making it a thing. The if I can find a good picture of it. Save it, Jazz.
Okay. interesting. So it seems like
But
there's
if
some
you Google Pillars of Creation, you'll see this crazy astral image, and it looks just like that.
their logo, you mean? It looks like their
Yeah.
logo. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I guess so. Some sort of obviously sci-fi inspired space inspiration based on this design here. Okay, yeah. Either way, I think it looks really cool, man. I'm always up for kind of unique, cool looking aesthetic, and again, fun figure. It looks to be a fun figure. I'm not familiar with this, so I know I'm taking a gamble. On this figure. But,
I just shared it in the chat there if you can see it.
Okay, gotcha.
It's a cool image.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. What is that called again?
Pillars of Creation.
That's actually what that photo's called?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whereas what they're calling the whatever that, I don't know if it's the photo or it's just like I don't want to say a structure because it's not a structure. It's just gas and mist, I think.
Yeah, from the telescope, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have probably seen some like photos of that.
It's a nebula.
Yeah, exactly. Here, like a nebula type of.
That's pretty freaking cool.
Right here. This is what X-Men. I just googled it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what their logo of this company is. Okay, interesting. Yep, that does look cool actually. That looks awesome. All right, going on to the next. Switching it up from 12 scale to 6 scale here with the last couple of figures. First up, another beautiful one, man. This was, talking about art pieces, and I know we've discussed these figures on here before, but this is the Underverse Beautiful Chemistry Octon Judge Tun, I think her name or his name is, from the Octon comic. So there's a comic named Octon. I think I'm pronouncing that right. But this character is from it. I'm not familiar with it myself, but that there is a comic-based series out there. So there's two versions here, a standard and a deluxe. This is up now on Beautiful Chemistry's website, UVBC. Again, link in the description below. I believe the deluxe though is only available on the Beautiful Chemistry website. The standard is available at other retailers as well, I believe. So standard is 280 USD. The deluxe is 355 USD. And I'll go over the difference here. There's not that many. There's just a couple. 29 centimeters, so 11.4 inches with the hat. 27.5 centimeters or 10.8 inches without the hat. 25 points of articulation. Let me see. I think there was I thought I had a photo here. I think I have to go back here. Here we go. So here are all the accessories that both versions come with. So you have the 10-inch, so the UV patented, UV being Underverse, so the debut of their UV patented 10-inch male body. So it's a special body they just came up with, I guess, starting with this figure. A weathered Taisho inspired uniform with non-removable devices. And so I had to look up what Taisho was. I was like, what the hell is that? But it turns out Taisho is an era that took place in Japan. So like there's like the Taisho era, I think I'm pronouncing that right, that took place in like a lot of the military soldiers from that era had like this particular look, I guess. So that's what this is inspired by. 3 pairs of weathered hands. Weathered die-cast mechanical lower legs. So lower, we'll look at some photos of that too. You can kind of see it here. Let me zoom in here. Yeah, these legs here. And there's some other photos that show this too, but weathered die-cast legs, long cloak, Taisho style long cloak. Again, that comes with both versions. A pistol with the holster, rifle, magnetic stand. And yeah, so that's what comes with both of them. So now that's the deluxe version though. If you go with the deluxe, the cloak that she comes with here, that goes from polyurethane or PU. I presume that's what PU stands for. So it's polyurethane for the standard, but the collector, they change it to lamb leather. So that cloak would be made of lamb leather, and then it comes with a signed comic of Octon, like I mentioned, the signed Octon comic by NT Ryu. Apologize if I'm mispronouncing that name, but for those of you that aren't familiar, NT Ryu who's the creator of this design and that comic, she is the artist who is probably most notably known for her concept art for video games. Like I think she did Assassin's Creed and some Kojima production games. I think the one that a lot of people have seen is her art for Quiet from the Metal Gear Solid series, or the Metal Gear series. She has an art. She has a piece that she did of Quiet, and it kind of has like this kind of painting type look. where she has like, I think her hair was like flowing or something like that, and I should have brought up a photo of that. But yeah, if you Google her name, I'm sure you'll see. You've all seen it. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so it's her art for this, and then Underverse, I guess, partnered with her and brought her creation to life. And she did do one other figure, and we'll look at that here in a little bit. But this I believe this is her second figure for Underverse Beautiful Chemistry. And then a quick recap for those that aren't familiar: Beautiful Chemistry is just a subline of Underverse where they partner with artists doing certain concepts, like, artists who have like characters that they draw, and they bring their creations into figure form. And so there's quite a few artists that they partner with, and this is just one of them here. But yeah, really cool looking, beautiful figure. Again, one of those pieces where I talk about being artistic. Even the aesthetic, though, aside from that, it's just, I love everything about this whole like kind of a steampunk type of look to it. And I mentioned she has that big ass rifle and a blaster, or a rifle and a pistol. But yeah, look at her big ass gun here. Her just like this big ass rifle. What do they call it? It's a TCE
BFG
rifle, I believe. Yeah. Games for you gamers. Yeah, you'd know. Yeah, you go by a BFG. What is that? Doom, I think, or Doom? No, Doom, right? I think Doom,
probably.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. Big fucking gun. Yeah, BFG here. Here's her revolver pistol here.
That one's huge too.
Yeah, and there's a lot of cool photos in this. But like I said, mechanical die-cast legs. This looks really awesome. Really cool. And for those of you who've had picked up some of their Underverse or the Beautiful Chemistry figures, know that they are, they're just, when you get them in hand, they just look really awesome, beautiful, artistic. And this one's I don't think this one's any different. And so I pulled the trigger, pardon the pun, on this one, because again, really great looking figure all around, and I think this is going to look awesome in the collection. Yeah, any thoughts on this one, X-Men?
They just always make cool shit over there, man. Like I'm one of these days I'm gonna get one. I don't know what it's gonna be. I don't know what it's gonna be that finally, gets me to spend the money. It's not a whole lot either of cost compared to stuff like Hot Toys and other things like that. Like these are pretty nicely priced for what they are. Especially, it's one of those art for art's sake kind of situations, and I'm kind of digging it, man. They make some really cool stuff. The mixed media, everything, it's also random and just, it's not usually anything from any IP. It's just stuff they make up, and it's just really cool. And I dig it, man. It's really awesome. I gotta get something from Underverse. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be something. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and this is one of those figures too where they actually the presentation when you get it, for those of you who've gotten some of these figures know what I'm talking about. Like the way they package everything, they've even put some thought and like effort in their packaging. Like I mentioned, one of the other Underverse figures I have, they actually put some art on the box itself. The art was colorful, like art of the figure, and it seemed like it was either, I haven't looked, but it might be, I don't know if it's unique or just for that box, for the box art. But yeah, when you open it, it's just really cool, man. It's really awesome feeling. Like they put some thought and design into how those boxes or the packaging looks. Yeah, really cool, man. Like just the weathering on this BFG here, her rifle. Yeah, really awesome. So, one of the things I started to think about was pairing. I know you mentioned kind of standing on their own as unique art pieces, and I agree. But think about other figures I could pair her with. We had that Hot Toys Jinx that was recently released, and I have her on pre-order, so I think she could go good or go well along with Jinx and Vi. Kind of more of like that cartoony animated aspect. Yeah. And some people probably may not agree, but I don't know. I think because she looks more serious here, and maybe there's a little more weathering than Jinx and Vi would have, more paint detail, but still, I think if you kind of put her in there with them, I think she should go okay. At least in my head, anyways. We'll see if that actually.
I can see it.
How that, right, and especially with this big ass gun.
I can see it. They got a few things over there that I think would go well with them, like the little mobile suit Gundam Haro, the little ball dudes that they got, the little robot ball guys that are all different colored and stuff.
For beautiful
from Underverse.
From Underverse, yeah.
The World War Robot Squareo guys. They're just little ball dudes that are robots with little flaps and stuff.
Okay,
If you've been on the site, you've seen it.
gotcha.
But yeah, those would go well with figures like, you know, Jinx and Vi and all that. But yeah, they got a lot of cool shit over there. They're worth checking out.
Yep, I agree. I concur. And then let me switch over to the other figure that NT Ryu has put out, or Underverse partnered with NT Ryu. I'm sure you guys have seen this probably before. I think I can't remember if I covered this or not, but we have this Fierce Girl's Bone Girl here. Enhance. Here we go. Yeah, so this is the other figure they put out based on her art, and she has a bunch of images for this. I'm sure if you Google this, just her name, Entei, then Ryu, like from Ken and Ryu or Ryu, you can you'll find this. This one, yeah, not really. I mean, it looks interesting, but not one that just grabbed me. So I ended up passing on this one. But yeah, just for reference, that's her other figure. But yeah, this one though, yeah, I don't know what it is, man. It's just really, really cool, and more. I can definitely see the artistic appeal on this one. But yeah, let me address the chat here. We got X-Man. We got Commander Green in the house saying, "Hey, X-Man." Yeah, what up, Commander Green? Thank you for coming through, good sir. Hopefully you're having a good weekend so far, man. And then SH Figuarts Review in the house. Thank you for coming through. Hi, they say. And hi to you as well. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream. I did cover, speaking of SH Figuarts, I covered those two figures earlier, the Gamerverse Wolverine and the Madara Uchiha from Naruto. So if you missed those, I'll have the timestamps in the description below after the stream, sometime after the stream. So if you're curious, be sure to check that out, and you can jump straight to there with those chapters / timestamps. But thank you for joining SH Figuarts Review. Let's see here. And then, oh yeah, talking amongst each other in chat. Yeah, okay, almost done. We got one more, folks. One more. Any other thoughts on this Octon figure or Judge Ton? X-Men? No, good.
Nope, not there.
Yeah, this is something I'm not familiar with. Again, I know there's a comic apparently based on. I'm not familiar with the comic or read it at all, but I'm curious now just to see what other figures come from this line, if any. It seems like in general though, like for the beautiful chemistry figures, they kind of seem more like one-offs. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't know if there's any figures who are within the same line. They're like different pieces. It seems like from different IPs, but I don't think there's. No, I take that back. There's one artist, and I think that's called the Skeen series, and I forget the artist's name, but there was a couple of figures from that same line. So it seems like it's kind of hit or miss depending on what figures are going to be within the line or not. They're just kind of something to kind of keep that in mind if you think you want to have like a quote unquote line. I don't know if they're going to do that or not from multiple characters from that same line. But all right,
you gotta pay attention to them too, because I don't usually know about them until they're already, you know, put up, and a lot of time they're sold out already because they're such a limited run, and you got to be watching their website to see what happens. But yeah, man, one day.
Good. Yeah, no, that's something. That's a good point to point out there. It is kind of similar to Inart, what I mentioned earlier. If you buy direct from their site, from the Underverse or Beautiful Chemistry site, it is less expensive. And then if you go outside of that, it's kind of typically more expensive. Or in the case of Deluxe, you know, I think the Deluxe is only exclusive to their website. But yeah, some of them, like X-Men was saying, once they sell out, they kind of go up in price. So there's again, depending on what edition you're trying to get, there are multiple retailers that carry them. So just kind of shop around and see if you can find there's a particular one you want. But yeah, no, I have a few of them, either from Underverse or from Beautiful Chemistry, and yeah, they're good. They're good figures. The articulation isn't the best on the ones I've had. I'm not gonna lie. Like the ankle joints on a couple of them, like they only have like the hinge. It's not like a ball joint, and so you can go forward and back on the foot articulation. But if you want to go side to side, it's like one of those ones where you have to rotate the ball joint and then go side to side.
Yeah, Hot Toys
So
love
like
doing that, and I hate those things, man.
Yeah,
Just do
so
a fucking
keep that
ball
in mind.
joint. Jeez.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be better. But I don't know if that's also for stability too, right? Because like I can see definitely like the ball joint would come loose over time, and it wouldn't be as reinforced as like just a hinge. So I don't know if that's part of it too. But
they
something to
come
keep in
with
mind.
display stands, you know, and it's And the
Yeah, that's
proportions of a
true.
lot of these figures, they tend to be, a lot of them tend to be very top heavy from what it looks like.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to have them standing up without a stand anyway. So
Yeah. And she, wait, I can't remember now. She does, and this one does not come with. Oh yeah, it does. It's magnetic stand. Okay, but it's not. I just realized I don't see it here in the photos, but it does say in the description magnetic stand.
okay,
So
that's a little different. If you're just doing, yeah. So you kind of want more stability in the joints in that case.
yeah, that's interesting too. Yeah, I just now realized that they don't even show photos of it. So I think it's TBD, I guess, on how that's gonna look. She has a shorter coat here too, so I don't think I called this out. But wait, what am I looking at here? Which one is? Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, there's. Let me see. There's a. Yeah, the shorter coat here that she has there in addition to this long coat. But yeah, no stand that they're showing here. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that. But either way, yeah, it says she comes with a description. All right. Last but not least, going on to our last figure here, we have the SSR Silence 2.0 Hush 2.0 Black Edition / not Batman. It's not Batman, right? This is SSR's Silence figure. Let's see where we at. 214 USD, set to come out at the end of this year, Q4 2026. 2 head sculpts, 1 cowled, uncowled that you can see here. The cowled head sculpt comes with 3 lower face plates, so that's awesome. Good options there. 8 hands. The rubber suit has a. There is a rubber suit and it has some printing. I think that Batman logo is supposed to be a printed rubber material. There's a drape cape and you get a pose cape. I'm guessing pose meaning wired. It doesn't say wired, at least in the description that I've seen. It didn't say wired, but it just says posed cape. So it sounds like either way you get 2 capes. You get throwing darts, grappling hook, 2 grappling hooks, 3 darts, grappling gun wire, navigator dart, a mask head neck or neck connector, a realistic or uncowled, I guess, neck connector to kind of go with the either cowled or uncowled look, and then this square kind of themed display base that looks like some sort of stone to it. One of the hands has the grapple gun attached to it, it looks like. So I'm not sure if that's removable or not, but you can kind of see here. There's his grapple gun with the attached to one of the hands there. So yeah, quite a few of accessories on. He has a pair of hands with his batarangs attached to him, kind of like the Dark Knight Returns did on the Hot Toys figure. So that's kind of cool. And you can kind of see here like the swap out neck connector with the bear neck here. Yeah, this one. So I take it I didn't get time to do an in-depth research on this one because I know SSR has released some Batman figures previously. So I think they labeled this 2.0 because the first one was blue. And let me just show that here for reference. It was like the blue version here. So here's what I was able to find. Again, not Batman Hush line. And you kind of see he has like this. I know of the Hush line. I didn't read that comic series, but he has like these what do they call it? These bandages around his face here. That's supposed to be right Hush himself, right?
Yeah.
Hush is the character, right? Yeah. So yeah, there's this blue version, and I believe this came out around 2021, 2022 ish, somewhere around that time frame. So a few years ago. But yeah, again, blue and gray suit. So this one here, we're looking at, though, is a black and gray iteration. And yeah, I think this looks good. I mean, I know X-Men, you just got the Dark Knight Returns from Hot Toys. I have that on the way as well. I haven't got mine yet, but and I know when we had those discussions, we were thinking of what else Hot Toys could do, and possibly like a Hush line, which we haven't gotten yet from. I don't think it's from them. So we possibly could, but for those of you who'd rather not wait and just want to get one now, or maybe considering the price here, again, this one is 214 USD from the one website I've seen it. So I'm pretty sure Hot Toys is going to be more expensive than this if they do come out with one. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this figure here, X-Men?
It looks pretty good. I keep thinking that his head is a little small. I don't know if that's because it is or if it's just a trick of the, photography. But he looks good overall. I like him. I like him a lot. He's very tempting to pick up just because, I love the scale. I love Batman. It looks like a very good piece overall.
Yeah,
like
right.
the unmasked sculpt looks good.
Yeah. You still think his head looks big here in this photo?
I don't think it
Or
looks too
I
small
should-
here.
I mean small. Okay.
And maybe that's just because the hair. I don't know. It's weird. I'm sure it's fine, but I'm very tempted because I like just basic Batman. You know,
Yeah.
with the gray and the black, it looks very good. That's a very good color scheme for him. It's just a
Yeah.
great looking suit. I like it.
Yeah, and you got some texture here on the gray parts of the suit. And like I said, this if I was reading the description right, it said this was printed rubber. Well, it says printed rubber suit. So I don't know if that's referring to like these black pieces here, these that are on the suit. If those are
It's gotta
printed
be.
rubber, right? Yeah,
Yeah, because that gray stuff is definitely fabric.
yeah. That seems like it's like some sort of textured cross.
Maybe it's
weaving.
rubberized for the texture. I don't know.
Oh, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know. No, I think you're right. I think it kind of looks like it's some sort of fabric.
Because like how you've got how So did something like Rogue. How she's got that
Mhm.
green part, and then over the top of that, they kind of did a textured pattern that's separate from the suit that they printed over it.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's what they did here, though.
No, yeah. This looks like that's just actual material.
It just looks like the
Is it-
weave of the fabric.
Yeah, exactly right. Because it's pretty. It looks like skin tight to the body, to like the
Yeah.
underlying body for this figure. Which, speaking of, it seems like they improved. You can kind of see some of like the joint impression, like around the elbows here, but everywhere else you kind of see more muscular definition, as opposed to if we go back to I noticed in the blue version here that they previously came out with. I know some people don't like this, but I noticed here on some of the on the knees, there's some points where you can kind of see like the like here, for instance, right? You can kind of see the bend of the,
Oh
the
yeah,
joint.
that's awful.
like- yeah, yeah. I know you're one of one of those collectors who don't like seeing that.
That is
um,
horrible.
But I don't see that in this. But then again, there's no photos that show his knee bent like that. So I don't know. I mean, just when he's standing straight up and down, it seems fine. It looks like a regular kneecap to me. But I don't know, maybe you're slightly right here. But I mean, I don't know. The musculature in his legs, and just throughout the body, seems pretty well defined. Again, except for the elbows here, you can kind of tell that there's like the joints of the body underneath. But I don't know. That doesn't bother me too much. Overall, no, I agree, man. I'm really tempted. This is another one I'm really tempted to buy, just because I don't have this. I have this in 12 scale for Mafex, a Hush Batman, but I don't have this in 12 scale. I just have that Dark Knight Returns, but that's obviously a different iteration, a different version of Batman. He's more like beefier, bulkier. He's older, right? And this is, when I think of Batman personally, this is kind of like the look that I typically have in my head, is like more like athletic, kind of a little more slender build, more like, and that's why I like the 89 Batman, the Keaton Batman, because it has kind of, looks like he follows more of that, like the suit follows more of that body outline there, kind of more athletic, thinner build. Then S Beam here is saying, I want this figure. Yeah, man, I'm with you, man. I kind of want this, but I gotta really think about. I got this one. I have to keep sleeping on and see if I want to pull the trigger on this one or not. Because damn, yeah, this looks really good.
Is this a release or is this an announcement?
This is an announcement from what I understand. Why, are you seeing something?
No, I'm
Think
just
about it.
trying to find him.
Oh, I see. Oh, I will say, if this is one of those figures where you have to log in. So I have the link below, but you have to log into the website to view him. Yeah, So if you go and you try to Google this figure, it's probably going to be hard to find.
I see him on
you should
Google.
Do you? Okay.
But I don't see him on like Kit.
Well, yeah, Kit specifically. That's one of the ones. Like I said, you have to log
Okay.
in to view him. Yeah, he's not.
There he
They
is.
have him there.
There he
yeah, but you
is.
have to log in. Yeah. So I know
That always messes
some
with me.
some retailers do that, just obviously for
Yeah,
certain
it makes
reasons
sense.
there, yeah. Yeah, so, and I put that note in the description too. I think I labeled that as well. You have to log in to view him. But damn, yeah, this looks really good. I don't have any SSR figures, but I don't know. I can't remember how the overall, what the consensus is on, if it was positive or mixed or what for these. I know they have other iterations of Batman though that they've done, from what I recall. But yeah, any other thoughts on this X-Men?
I missed. Did they have a size, like a measurement for the height?
Apparently not, because not on kit 1/6 kit, because that's where I got most of my information, and they didn't have a measurements there. But when I went to go again, like you just did, when I went to go do a Google search, I didn't really find them at too many other places that had a measurement. But if you find one, let me know. So 6 scale, obviously we just know that, but yeah, how tall actually he is, I'm not sure. So that could be something to consider as well. I'm guessing he would probably be similar to the blue one. That's probably what I should have done. I just now dawned on me. I could have watched some reviews on the blue one and see how tall that one is. The previous one here. This figure here, and to see how tall this one is. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be pretty similar. So yeah, if you guys are interested, maybe go watch some reviews on this Batman here, this first one, and see how tall this one is. And anticipate this new black and gray one, this black version, to be similar to that. Yeah, but yeah, thanks for pointing that out. I just realized that, I forgot to include that. But Big Rib here saying this one looks a lot like the Hush one. Yep, yeah, this is supposed to be the inspired by, right, quote unquote, the Hush Batman, not Batman. Big Rib is also adding, I like the look a lot, but the Hush one they made is too tall and joints are stiff. Yeah, the cloth gets stuck in the knees when you unbend the knees. Oh, okay, there you go. That's good insight there. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, so it sounds like he is pretty tall, and that blue one was pretty tall. And joints are stiff, which I wouldn't say is a bad thing, because I'd rather have them stiff than loose. I mean, ideally, yeah, you would want them just the right amount. How tight those are, I guess, is how you would like those, is collector preference. But I can always, I'm guessing you can take some heat, apply some heat from like a heat gun or a hair dryer to loosen those up and get a little more flexibility in those. But yeah,
well, that's the thing about fabric suits too, is that that's the same way with the Wolverines from Hono. You got to be careful when you're bending those knees, because if you're not, it will grab onto them. So you got to make sure it's like tattooing, right? You got to pull the skin back and while you're doing the thing.
Yeah.
So that way it's not. Yeah, keep it tight.
Keep it tight.
keep it tight.
Toy like a toy. All right, well, man, ladies and gentlemen, that was it. We got through them all, like I said, quite a bit. But X-Man, my man, appreciate you for jumping on and staying, even for like the 12 scale stuff. And I know you're mostly 1/6 scales, but appreciate you jumping on and talking 1/12 scale figs with us. And again, shout out to Lucido Base. I'll have both my panelists' links to their socials in the description. So if you want to check out their stuff and see what they're up to. Speaking of X-Men, anything you want to shout out or plug before we jump off?
No. I'll be in all the usual places. I'll be hanging out with the Beams on Mondays and hanging out with Geo and the rest of the Canon Council on Fridays, and wherever, whenever in between.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and then just like now, X-Men. I know when he's available, he'll jump on my streams here and there. But thanks again, X-Men. Appreciate it for coming through. Big Rib here's adding, I have the Hush blue one and it's limited edition, custom, handmade. Oh, okay. And came with a certificate of authenticity. Wow. And that was from SSR? Oh, damn. I didn't know they went that fancy with it. Holy shit.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that's the same company as Big Rib. Let us know if that was SSR or not. But yeah, as for me, no, nothing else scheduled at the moment, but I will have a, let's see here. Of course, Hot Talk. I think there's only been a few figures for Hot Toys that were released and announced, so I may just kind of knock that out to get those out of the way before they kind of build up. So I'll have, of course, Hot Talk. I'll usually be doing Figure Lowdown, and then I'll kind of sprinkle in some other related streams. I'm thinking about doing another series. I have to kind of prep for that. A little more relaxed on that one is going to be the theme, but keep it locked on this YouTube channel, Feezy's Figures. If you're interested, of course, subscribe to get the notifications of when that goes up. If not, I will also post when that stream will go up on my socials, like I do with my other streams. So just look out on my Instagram or my Facebook, and on like stories. On the stories is usually when I post up when I'm going to be streaming. So there's that. And then as far as my other channel, Feezy's Media, I plan on doing that one movie on the Star Wars prequel trilogy. I have yet to schedule that, but that's going to be coming on, let's see, as of now, the date is next Monday, the 16th. So February 16th, I'm going to have that. So if you're interested, subscribe or set up for notifications on that. Or same thing, go to my Instagram, Feezy's Media account, or Facebook, same Feezy's Figure account, and then I'll post up there. And then I also have another stream in mind that I want to do for Feezy's Media. So that's still in the works. I need to schedule that as well. Other than that, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy this Super Bowl. For those of you who are watching the Super Bowl, just in time too. We finished just before 3 hours, so we got about an hour left. And if you're not watching the Super Bowl or the NFL, you don't care, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week. Appreciate you all for coming through. Big Rib, yeah, confirming. Yeah, SSR. Okay, thanks for confirming, Big Rib. Yep. And with that, everyone enjoy the rest of the weekend, and please take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later, all.